Online platforms will let everyone know how much COVID disinformation is out there and what they're doing to stop it.
That's ABC's Andy Field. 500,000 Australians around Sydney are under evacuation orders or warnings, with non-stop rain setting off flooding. Over the past week, floodwaters there have killed at least 14 people. And a couple of Netflix shows are the victims of real-life criminals.
It's a dangerous game to make enemies left, right, and center. Not if one is comfortable with having enemies.
Enemies of the show The Crown stole $200,000 worth of antiques and props from the set. The following day, $300,000 worth of equipment was stolen from the set of Lupin. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Attorney Joe Cordell. New school, new job, new home. Change is hard and can leave you feeling isolated. And divorce delivers one of life's hardest blows. The relationships you counted on are suddenly gone. But you don't have to walk through this alone. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has guided men through the challenges of divorce. You're not alone. Call Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Colorado area attorneys. 8101 East Prentice Avenue, Suite 475, Greenwood Village, Colorado, 80111.
Now an important message from Exergen. A critical new FDA study proves that the widely used non-contact thermometers are not accurate and have high probabilities for false negative readings. New COVID strands are on the rise, and non-contact manufacturers are being irresponsible at a time when accuracy matters most. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. Don't wait. Switch to Exergen because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
Governor Polis says Colorado is taking action after Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
We've divested from Russian state-owned assets, and we had some at the PERA, the pension system, our universities, the tune of several $1 million here or there, but if every state does that, it makes a difference.
Polis says that Colorado has also formally withdrawn from the Russian consular mission. FEMA will cover the cost of removing foundations, basements, and burned vehicles damaged by the Marshall Fire. The coverage has only been granted for a handful of wildfires in recent years. With this FEMA approval, Boulder County will be reimbursed for the cost of removing damaged home foundations, which is currently part of the Coordinated Debris Removal Program through Boulder County, Superior, and Louisville. A former Loveland police officer who took down a 73-year-old woman with dementia is pleading guilty to assault charges. In June 2020, Austin Hopp grabbed the woman and twisted her arm, fracturing it and dislocated her shoulder. He will face up to 8 years in prison when sentenced in May. That's the latest. I'm Chad Bauer.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Ad Council.
Right now we're looking at a slow drive on I-25 from around 112th on down to 84th. It's an accident off to the shoulder causing that Curiosity slowing. Also on the Boulder Turnpike westbound, there was an earlier crash right around Foothills Parkway, still slowing in the area from McCaslin heading into the Boulder area. Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather, near record high warmth today, a high expected of 74, the record being 76. And then about 70 for tomorrow, a cool down for the weekend with a mix of rain and snow, highs in the 30s and 40s over the weekend. Currently, it's 59. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
There's no guidebook to adopting a teen, but that's okay because you don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Go to adoptuskids.org to learn more about how to be the perfect parent to teens in foster care. Sponsored by Ad Council.
News is happening now. Look at what's making headlines around the world.
And this is a significant moment.
Whenever it happens, wherever you are, NBC News is streaming free on NBC News Now.
Is your concrete sinking, interior floor, basement, or garage? Brian here with Advanced Mud Jacking. I've been lifting concrete in Colorado for...
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Well, you got a minute and 20 seconds to wait. Those guys are live now.
I know, buddy. I know Simply Force. I know the company. I know you will save money 20, 30, 40, 50%. And then the service, because installation is critical. Buddy is at the top when it comes to installation and at the bottom when it comes to price. Just what you want. Simply Force Inc.
Remember that guy whose car got sold in the impound lot?
It's the Dan Kaplan Show.
Yeah. kind of. After 4 different people, I finally got the person in charge.
Oh, yeah, that poor guy. He said he never did anything wrong.
Yeah. She's going to call me back at 11 o'clock to explain what's going on. So hopefully we'll find out how his car got sold.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. Brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. RealCBDThatWorks.com. 30% off. Use Tom in the promo code. Love the place. Panacea Life Sciences, by the way. They have a makeup line now with anti-inflammatory properties, which is everything seriously you want in cosmetics, along with, of course, the goodness to your skin. But in any case, Tom in the promo code, 30% off, RealCBDThatWorks.com, also for pain, inflammation, and anxiety. Tiffany has a problem with Aurora Police Department. We also have a lot of other follow-ups that we're doing, and I always like to go over what we've done in the last few days to help people who really have similar problems. And one of them that we get a lot of recently are cars that can't be that are purchased as is, but side promises are made. They're useless. It's what's in writing that counts, because it's too hard to prove otherwise. So when you buy a car and they say this is in perfect condition or a great car, say, well, put that down on the contract. No, they put as is on the contract. This is a recurring problem with cars and trucks and SUVs. We're getting a lot of estate planning questions as well, and family law questions. So if you have an issue of any kind, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. But those are really, we had some cars, estate planning, and then we had repairs, car repairs, and then we had, as always, contractors taking money and doing little or no work. Moving problems have gone down a bit last week, but we normally get a lot of moving problems. The same story. They hire a broker out of Florida. The broker sells them, basically says, I'm the mover. They're not. They take a deposit. Then they go on and sell that contract to any Tom, Dick, and Harry. And then when that happens, that person rips you off, gets more money, and then a third person or fourth person, they keep passing it along until finally you're held hostage. If you want to get your stuff back, you got to pay more. Doc, did you have something? Is his mic on, sir? Go ahead.
We've had a bunch of issues with tow truck companies.
Yeah, which one comes to mind?
Well, the one I'm working on with the guys got towed and his car got sold.
And he said he was never notified.
Right, and then remember we had one where the tow company took a car because the HOA didn't notify people that they had changed tow truck companies.
Well, they had to get a new ticket,
yeah,
or a new ticket to put in their window, and this guy never knew about it. He says, how am I supposed to know that? And he didn't have the current ticket, so they took the car. Anyway, Tiffany, what's going on with you? Hi, Tiffany. Our number is 303-713-TALK. Tiffany, what's happening?
What's going on, Tom? How are you?
I'm doing good today. How about you?
I could be better. So, I was the last victim of Jose D'Hara Montoya Villa, which was the man who shot the 2 pastors and the lady in the face.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
now, this happened when?
February 11th.
Okay, and what's his name? It's a long name. What is it? Jose what?
It's Jose D'Herrera.
D'Herrera, okay.
Montoya Villa. Yeah.
Oh, man, okay.
Yeah.
Montoya Villa. And so, what do you mean you were a victim? Were you shot?
I was the only victim not shot. He put a gun to my head and took my car.
Oh, my God. Wow.
Yeah.
Did you make any of the news reports?
I did make news. I was on Fox and I was on 9.
Okay. And
I actually
Go ahead.
I should have an interview this afternoon as well.
Okay, so what's going on, and what's the interview about today?
Well, I want to update the city. I want to update my people.
Yeah.
You know, the Royal PD caught this man at South Parker Road and Broncos Parkway. And the way they caught him was putting 11 gun holes in him and in my car. So I have a car that's sitting in impound from the Royal Police Department that has 11 gun holes, blood and brain matter.
Wait,
and
so
windows.
he was in your car when busted?
Yes, I got out of the car, he took the car, and they chased him in my car and shot and killed him in my car.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. You know, I knew someone this happened to before, where a suspect or a fugitive carjacked someone's car and ruined it. And the police ruined it. Now, usually there's some compensation there, but your insurance should cover this, too. What kind of car was it? What kind of car?
It was a 2013 Nissan Rogue.
Now, you certainly shouldn't be, oh, my God, victimized here. But
and it was new to me. It was new. I didn't even make my first car payment.
No, I get it. So but you obviously had insurance on it, didn't you?
I have liability on it, which is not going to cover a lot.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Was this being financed?
Yeah. Yep, go ahead, tell me, because we already know. Come on, Tom, tell me what's the deal.
Okay, if your car was financed, there's supposed to be, either you are supposed to insure it, they require it, or the lender puts on what's called forced insurance, which is like a blanket policy. But here's the problem with those blanket policies. They only cover the value of the loan, not the car.
Yep. Yes, sir.
So tell me, was there any insurance at all on yours?
There was liability on mine.
I understand. How did you get a loan, though, without insurance? How did that happen? Or was it paid in full?
It was not paid in full. I did get a loan. I drove that car off the lot. So Car Hop, let me name drop, Car Hop let me drive that car off the lot without full insurance.
Even though it was being financed. Who was it financed
Even
through?
though BHPH.
And did you call them to find out if they had forced insurance on it?
Yeah, and so it goes right back to Car Hop. And she's trying to tell me they don't. I talked to Mr. Tynan from Tynan Nissan out here in Aurora.
Yeah.
He's a customer of mine.
Yeah.
And he even told me that car should have not drove off the lot.
That's right.
Without insurance.
I understand, but part of that is the dealer's responsibility, part of that is yours, part of that is the lender. I don't know how they all dropped the ball. How did you drop the ball? Didn't you think you needed insurance?
No, I knew I needed insurance, but let me tell you, Tom, I'm just getting back on my feet. I'm disabled. I'm a single mom.
Hey,
you know, rent prices and stuff.
Tiffany, you said someone was your customer. What do you do?
I'm a cashier at Smoker Friendly.
Okay. Oh, my gosh.
I get a little part-time job. And I'm disabled. I'm a disabled single mom.
No,
what am I supposed to do with no car? My kid has a job.
Oh, goodness.
My adrenaline's still going. I have not broken down over this. I don't know what to do anymore, Tom, besides pull my freaking hair out.
Hold on. I don't know. I'm going to hold on just for the heck of it. I'm not sure if she said that. Hold on. I don't want you to say a bad word anymore. I had to bleep you. But it sounded. I don't know if you. But don't say a word. Okay. Now hold on.
I'm a radio person.
Okay. Now hold on. Now I just want to ask you one thing, Tiffany. How much damage to your car?
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
The back quarter panel, because they had to ram it. There are 11 A through K bullet tags on my car, in my car.
How much damage?
Where they shot him.
So they're bullet holes, right? There are
everything.
Bullet holes and what? Is it totaled?
Yeah, yeah. There's blood matter and brain stuff in it and blood and even his beers that he had when he carjacked me are still in the car. All the windows are shot out.
So where's your car right now? An impound?
Yep. And they're also telling me I'm responsible for that as well.
Oh, my God. Okay. We really have to investigate this. Now.
Yeah, I mean, I called District Attorney's Office for Arapahoe County yesterday, spoke to Mary Butler. Mary Butler did say victim compensation does not cover vehicles. So you're going to tell me you guys shot my car up and then that's it? That's all we're doing?
You're supposed to have insurance, and that would cover it. But I want to know, I just want to know something. Is Suze over there? I can't see her. Suze, call Compass Insurance Group for a minute. And is Smarty Marty listening to this?
I think he's listening, Tom. Yep.
I may want, this is a multi-pronged approach. We're going to have to talk about it. I'd actually like to get Marty on if we could.
Everyone knows drinking and driving is against the law.
If you've been drinking, you could easily make the bad decision.
Delivering an address. I want to hear it.
That could be fatal. If you're going out to celebrate St. Patrick's Day and plan on drinking, keep yourself and others safe by planning a sober ride home. Whether it's a taxi, rideshare, sober designated driver, or having a trusted friend on call, planning for a sober ride home is the smart and safe thing to do. Bus driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Now, you just heard that about driving, right? There are plenty of ways to prevent drunk driving. Now, still, some of you are going to try to calculate what you can drink. You're going to try to, I don't know, maybe some of you make a stupid mistake or you're falsely accused. I'm not going to get into that, but I'm going to tell you, you can never handle a DUI on your own. Joe Lazzara is a criminal defense attorney, and I recommend him because I've known him for many, many years, and I've done the shopping for you. Free initial consultations on any and all charges, including DUI, and then flat rate pricing for what he does. And he quotes that up front. Joseph A. Lazzara, when you need a defense attorney, including DUIs. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. Look him up also at referralist.com. Now, another attorney that does free legal advice is Blake Harris Law. Now, BlakeHarrisLaw.com has a website. You can read about him. You can also call him directly and ask questions free of charge. He doesn't charge for answers. He just charges, again, flat rates for what he actually does for you. And in an estate plan, it can be anything from a simple will to a complete trust and will or a beneficiary's deed or anything in between. 833-ASK-BLAKE. That's 833-ASK-BLAKE. Wow. Bunch of free information on the phone today, including the price of your countertop. You know, a lot of businesses, they don't like quoting prices on the phone. But I'll tell you what, theartofgranite.com, he doesn't mind because he has great deals. He charges wholesale on all materials. He doesn't mark them up. Then he tears out and hauls away free and does the bathroom free when you do the kitchen. For a limited time, free sinks. Give him a call to find out about that. Also, prices on the phone. Theartofgranite.com. 303-386-5919. 303-386-5919.
What's done more to improve overall health and wellness? Modern medicine or personal hygiene? Actually, it's both. But considering that bathing went mainstream in the 1800s and brushing your teeth in the 1900s, is it time for something new? Like cleaning your nose?
What is it? 1883, you like it?
Oh my God. Trapping dirt and germs.
I didn't see them all yet. I just saw a couple more where she fell in love with the Indian.
Viruses from getting into your
Well, for some reason, I get everything but Paramount Plus.
Navage isn't medicine, it's
So wait a minute.
fun.
So you don't have...
I don't have Paramount Plus for some reason.
You can get that through Amazon.
Where germs can
Well, I have Prime Video.
Right, but you have to add that on.
Yeah.
So, but I would do it through Amazon. It's
Yeah, I'm
easier.
using my son's account.
Oh, okay.
Healthier.
Then that's fine.
Find out for yourself.
You just sign in as him?
Yeah,
good.
At Navage.com, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Navage.
Oh.
Healthy life.
Did she say she was carjacked? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
With their 2-year interest rate guarantee, when rates go down, they refinance you free of charge, or they're free of
What do I have today? I got a I got shit going on.
They listen, then they lend. IdealHomeLoans.com. 303.
Do you ever have one of those days you feel like staying?
Have you ever
in
felt
bed?
depressed about
Yeah.
work?
Yeah, pretty often. Usually on those days I do.
Your job, and he's like, well, you better talk yourself out of it.
You guys have got me out of there a couple of times.
And then you went to Spreaker from iHeart.
Exciting to come down here.
Yeah, this is fun. We got a good team going. Told your dad, thanks for the advice. And he was like, well, that's not what I meant, and I don't understand what a podcast is, but you seem happy, so that's great, kid. Although we beat up on you once in a while. Well,
No, you beat at me. You haven't hit me one time yet.
You beat up on both of us all the time. Yeah, I love giving him shit.
But we're here to take the sleep
I love
out.
giving him shit. Because I know that he's not one way or the other. Not totally to lead. He might lean one way, but I mean, he's common sense. But I like, like when Mark says,
Gives me my president.
You're president, you're vice president, you're whatever, your party.
My party. Liberals.
Well, to leave so I can identify as a black.
Like I said, I don't think if you interview someone and you really talk to them about their entire life, you're not going to find them all one way or another.
You're not going to. Exactly.
You're not going to. You're not going to.
So we need to get out of this soundbite society that we live in.
Well, that'll never happen.
I know it'll never happen, but it's still in need.
When you have stuff like YouTube and TikTok,
this report is sponsored by
Twitter,
Technologies.
The warm weather continues for today. Temperatures in the mid-70s. Record today is 76, and we're going to be close to that. Plenty of sunshine around this afternoon. I'm Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather Team meteorologist Kylie Burrs.
Sometimes it feels like your business is going 100 miles an hour, barely peaking up. Dell Technologies advisors have
most of the time you should be able to make your point in 30 seconds or less.
See you here in a little bit, Bree.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. WaterPros.net, the greatest water systems, whether it be purification for drinking or softening for the cheapest, lowest price, the best at the lowest price, computerized and low maintenance, whether it's softening for the whole house under $2,000 or a water fountain for never buying bottled water again under $1,000. It's amazing. WaterPros.net. Hey, Smarty Marty's on. I wanted to ask him a question. Smarty, I think this problem with Tiffany, I think, is a complicated one. That's why I wanted to talk to you. She had her car destroyed by police. Now, obviously, police have to go after this murderer, and they killed him. Now she's got brains and blood and car shot up, and it's basically totaled. She didn't have insurance. Now, this is what I don't understand. We're going to ask Compass Insurance Group, but it was financed. And this is what I believe. I believe that lenders have a blanket policy that automatically covers their fleet that they finance when owners don't have coverage. Now, it's not to be used instead of. It's a fail-safe for the lender. And it only covers the loan. It doesn't cover, for example, if they put down 10 grand or 20 grand. It wouldn't cover that. But it does cover the lender. It's called forced insurance. And I'm wondering if she had just picked up the car. Hold on. Tiffany, how long after you picked up the car did you get into this, or did police, or did this guy carjack it, let's say? How long after?
I didn't even make my first car payment.
What was it, with 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Almost a month, because I was getting ready to make the payment.
Okay.
Almost a month.
Now, and no one during that time said, hey, Tiffany, you should have collision or property damage coverage on this because it's... Okay.
No, and I didn't even tell myself that. So, yes, I'm kicking my behind for that.
I get it. I get it. I still don't think you should be punished, by the way, for this crime, and I'm trying to work a way through this, and I'm just going to have Smarty Marty. I want him to contact the car dealer and the lender just to see if they had forced insurance, or why did the dealer not insist on insurance for you if you're driving off with a financed car. Somewhere, somehow, somebody dropped the ball. So, Smarty, I think that's the first approach. The second...
I think that's the only thing you can hope for.
Yep.
I mean, the police have...
Right, of course.
They're not going to do anything.
Right, and the victim assistance doesn't cover vehicles. But
yeah, so we got to hope that there's a loophole
somewhere
with the the insurance portion that will cover this.
Right. And Smarty, this is not time right now because I have Compass on, but do you have some other follows today?
Yeah, I have some good ones.
All right.
I mean, there's one good one. The rest are, not so good, but I'll call later.
All right, thank you. So, Suze, let's give this to Smarty Marty, and I want to talk to Brian Burns at Compass Insurance Group. And again, Compass is doing a very valuable insurance checkup. We used to say call just to see if you're not paying too much and that you got, good coverage and you don't have actual cash value for your roof and that you have the right coverages. But now we're also saying, in addition to that, make sure you're not underinsured on the dwelling because about 85% of the people up in the Marshall fires don't have enough money to rebuild because they were underinsured. So, again, the insurance checkup is free of charge. They'll go through everything you have at 303-996-9000. Now, Brian, while you're here, though, I wanted to ask you about forced insurance. Do you know, just as your knowledge in the industry, is that a blanket policy that lenders have that automatically takes place when owners don't have it? Or is it something a lender has to call and say, so-and-so doesn't have insurance, cover it?
I believe that it's an automatic thing. That so sometimes they, because there is a delay a lot of times, and when a policy is canceled and when they're notified, or when it, gets through their channels even to realize that it's canceled. But it's always retroactive to the date when, every time I've seen it, their policy is retroactive back to when it was canceled. But as you know, it is purely insurance for their interest. It's nothing to do with the homeowner in that case. It's not going to help at all, the down payment and the trade. Yeah, it's not going to help. The actual homeowner won't even see money that comes from it. It would be purely money that would go to the mortgage company to cover their loss, which would be that loan amount. But at least it would excuse the loan. Exactly. That's what it would be in place for. It would take care of that loan amount, is what they that forced place insurance is meant to do. And that, I think, would be good enough, for goodness sakes, because she's gonna have a problem. They're gonna want to be paid on this car, and she doesn't even have she doesn't even have coverage except for property. For liability. But hold on, hey Tiffany. Yes, sir. When we talk about this forced insurance, do you understand what that means? It's not going to help, but it will pay off the loan. How much did you owe on the car?
I still owed $8,000.
Oh, well, go ahead, Brian. I'm so sorry. I just wanted to clarify because I didn't hear the first part of the conversation. I was speaking of home, not auto. I'm sorry. First place on auto insurance is not always that is not. I would not say that that's an automatic thing. No, it's not. No, I don't think all lenders are going to automatically put forced place insurance because, with a home, we're talking about loan amounts that are so much greater that there's an issue there. With the auto, a lot of times they will just come after the person and not necessarily have the forced placed. Oh, God. Also, though, Tiffany, how much did you owe on the car?
$8,000.
And how much did you put down in real money?
In real money, I put $1,000 down. I put $1,000 down.
Tiffany, between you and I, if you don't have insurance and they didn't force insurance and all you have is liability, they're going to want you to pay that $8,000 off. You're not going to be able to do that.
Yeah. No. Pay a car, pay rent,
there's nothing they can take from you. I would just say, I can't pay it off. And then I would say, in addition to that, and by the way, Brian, if they don't have, that dealer's going to want to get paid, or, and that dealer's going to want that, and that lender's going to want to be paid. So if they don't have forced insurance, they may try to come after Tiffany. But Tiffany... Yeah, but if Tiffany doesn't have anything, to your point, there's nothing to take.
Yeah, she doesn't have anything. She's disabled and all of that. By the way, Compass Insurance Group, 303-996-9000. Now let's talk about Tiffany. Tiffany, you either tell them you don't have anything, or, you know, if they come after you, you're going to do a bankruptcy. But now what do we do about getting you a car? That's the main thing. What do we do about getting you a car? This is terrible.
I don't know. I don't know anymore. That's why, you know, I think my grandma is talking to me today because I picked up the phone and called you. And my grandma's been gone for 20 years, and I knew I'm going to call Tom Martino and see what we can do, because, I mean, I have no avenues. I don't know where I'm supposed to start.
Well,
there is a GoFundMe page that's set up.
Okay, we can help you there maybe. How about that? You have a GoFundMe page. Let Suze get that information off the air, and we'll publicize your GoFundMe page. You truly are a victim. We want to help you any way we can, Tiffany, so hang on. I'm Tom Martino.
Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon, 6:30 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance, where you only pay for what you need.
We are finally starting to see some nice relief from earlier problems on the metro area drive. I-25 back up to full speed now as you work your way through the Thornton area from an earlier accident, and even heading to Boulder, there was a crash right around Foothills Parkway. That seems to be clear and improving. No reported problem spots now on I-25 between downtown.
I went to fill up my car today with gas. The price went up by 30 cents overnight.
And then about 70 for Friday. A cool down for the weekend, though, with a mix of rain and snow and highs in the 30s and 40s. Currently, it's 61. In your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 6:30 KHOW.
Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Liberty, 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 liberty.
Ideal Home Loans. For your next ideal home loan is not just a slogan.
It's an ideal situation for you. What I mean by ideal is you pick a loan that's best for you, not for the company, and that's how they do it at Ideal, because they have all salary-based loan brokers. So here's what I want to say. No matter what rates are doing, you can't be hurt with Ideal. If you refinance for a lower rate right now and they go even lower, they'll refinance you free of charge. So that's Ideal. They also have that, 2-year guarantee. So every time you close, it's 2 years. In addition to the interest rate guarantee, you don't have to go back to 15 or 30. You can pick whatever term you want, any term you want. IdealHomeLoans.com. They'll even take a look at your loan package. If you're caught up in getting a loan right now and you're a little frustrated, you're not tied to a lender until you close, so why don't you call them and find out? You may be able to get some help. They'll take a free look at your loan package. IdealHomeLoans.com for your next Ideal Home Loan, 303-867-7000. And if that loan is in conjunction with buying a home, you may want to have someone look over your paperwork. Now, Deputy Doc is buying something. He's bought a lot of real estate, but he wanted an attorney to look over the documents, and he hired Brad O'Brien, right, Doc? I mean, it's an easy process, right?
I did, and he was great.
Yeah, and it's only a few $100 compared to the hundreds of thousands in real estate. Listen, OLS Law is there for every kind of real estate issue. Everything from, liens to border disputes to just looking over documents, commercial and residential. OLSLaw.com. That's O'Brien Legal Services, our real estate experts. 720-370-7388. 720-730-73. It's 720-370-7388. I'm sorry about that. 720-370-7388. OLSLaw.com. American Restoration. Rock was here the other day talking about his company and what they do for you. A restoration company is a company that goes in and cleans up after a disaster, like the fires or the people on the fringe of the fires that need the soot cleaned and all of that ash and other stuff. And he has all of those certifications necessary from EPA and State Health Department, if necessary, for asbestos and for fire cleanup, water cleanup, for meth, for all of the dangerous substances, toxic mold. They can do it all, and they do it with you in control. Even if you have insurance, they don't want to just exaggerate that bill. They have a true, honest service. American Restoration, AmRest is the short, American Restoration, because of the phone number. It's 8337-AMREST. American Restoration, 8337-AMREST. Online at AmRest247.com, AmRest247.com.
Everyone knows drinking
and extremely dangerous. If you've been drinking, you could easily make the bad decision to get behind the wheel, a decision that could be fatal. If you're going out to celebrate St. Patrick's Day and plan on drinking, keep yourself and others safe by planning a sober ride home. Whether it's a taxi, rideshare, sober designated driver, or having a trusted friend on call, planning for a sober ride home is the smart and safe thing to do. Plus driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by NHTSA.
One thing we can all agree on, that is bad for us. A solid, secure retirement is good. Get smart with Smart Money Moves, Saturday afternoons from 2 to 3. Smart Money Moves, Saturdays at 2 p.m. on KHAP. Could be the best decision you make all year.
News is happening now. Look at what's making headlines around the world.
I emailed it to you, the GoFundMe link for you to look at. I have her on hold. I'll check some more stuff.
We only talk a lot about the economy, and you and I both know that we're facing uncertain times. But in the meantime, you might be sitting on a lot of equity in your home. I think it's time you talk to some of my personal friends at American Financing. They don't work on commission, and because they know I'm seeing you to see them, they're going to work extra hard to find a mortgage, home equity loan, or equity cash-out that's best suiting your financial needs. And they certainly aren't going to charge you any upfront or hidden fees. You can call them, tell them that I sent you, and I promise you'll get fantastic customer service and a personalized loan that will prepare you for these uncertain economic conditions.
It says Jose D. Jesus, not D. Herrera.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't see D. Herrera.
303-695-7000.
But they shot him dead, right?
AmericanFinancing.net.
Yeah, they did.
2334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
What's up, Nuggets fans? It's Jamal Murray here to tell you about Orchard. If you're looking to buy a home but want to skip all the stress, it's time for a mid-game adjustment. Orchard lets you move into your new home before you even sell your old one. Orchard turns you into a cash buyer so you can win in a competitive market. And it doesn't cost you any more money than traditional real estate. Orchard is the same game, but new rules. So get out there and win the home you want.
Orchard, the new way to home, is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets. Get started at Orchard.com. Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHAL.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. I'm going to try to figure out an easy way to get to this GoFundMe site rather than typing in this entire link. There must be. Aren't there any short names or short codes for these, like an @ or a £, to get to these GoFundMes? Because it seems to me some of these tags are just tremendously awkward. So I'm wondering if there's a way you can search on GoFundMe to find her quickly. When I get that, I'm going to let you know, so hang on. We want to try to help her. She's a victim of a carjacking, and then police, of course, went after the murderer. She was the only one not murdered by this guy or shot. Other people were shot and murdered, and this guy was shot and killed by police. Good job, police. The problem is now her car is riddled with bullet holes, blood, guts, and brains, and considered a total wreck. She did not have any coverage other than liability, even though the car was financed. We're looking into it to see what we can do for her, but there is a GoFundMe site. Suze, if you go to GoFundMe.com, what keyword can we use to get us there, do you think? Do you think if you put her name in, it brings us there?
Carjacking by Jose, victim of carjacking by Jose.
I mean, have you tried searching that?
Not quite yet, because she's also sending me pictures of her vehicle, so I was getting that email together.
Okay. Let's wait then, and we'll put it out there when we get what we need to search to find it. I want to give you some keywords so you don't just go aimlessly to GoFundMe. This poor girl, I mean, truly is a victim, and she's, as you can hear, she's stressed, and that's what this show's about, helping people. Hey, Christy, you want some eye surgery advice. What's going on, Christy?
Yeah, this question pales in comparison to the last one. But
yeah, but it doesn't matter. We take them all. What's going on?
I had RK 26 years ago. I'm 52 now, and I was wondering about options for eye surgery for corrective after RK.
You know, I don't know if you can have actually a clear lens exchange after RK. I don't know the answer to that. Was RK done on your lens?
Yes, 6 incisions on each eye.
I'm wondering if it's on the lens and they take the lens out, then you could have it. I'm not sure. You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to ask someone at Icon. They're the ones that did mine for corrective. So your eyes, when you had RK done, it worked, right?
Yes.
How long did it work until your eyes started aging?
Yes, about 14, 16 years.
It lasted that long?
Yeah, maybe even longer, because I was 26 when I had it done, and I got readers when I was 44. So yeah, it was 18 years.
You know, it's cataract surgery is what I'm talking about, where they just replace your lens. And I'm not sure if RK precludes you from that. On the surface, it doesn't sound like it would, but we're going to ask them. So hold on a sec. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Deputy Doc, do you have any follows?
Well, I'm working on a bunch, but nothing conclusive yet.
Okay. Now, here's the deal. We have, I want to bring up some stuff that we do have that I want to talk about that came up into the show. Meanwhile, if you have any problems, questions, complaints, we will get back to Tiffany on the GoFundMe and publicize that. Plus, Christy, we will find out about the eye surgery. If you had RK, can you have a lens replacement? Suze, did you have something to say? I thought you were...
I don't know if this helps, Tom, but if I just put in the GoFundMe search, victim, Montoya, Tiffany, she is the only story that comes up.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
So I don't know if that maybe is the best way to search the GoFundMe.
It's certainly better than putting up, you know, that URL is so damn long.
Yeah, so victim, Montoya, Tiffany. I also emailed you pictures of the car.
Yeah, it's terrible. GoFundMe.com. And then when you get to GoFundMe, I'm wondering also, now, by the way, to go to do you have to sign in and have an account, or can you just do it? I was going to try to just put in her whole name and see if that works. Tiffany Wren. It's Tiffany, Tiffany, and then put in her last name, Tiffany, and then space Randon, Randon. Let's just see if that does it. Tiffany Randon. Yep. It comes up first. All right, so if you go to GoFundMe.com, hit the search, just put in Tiffany Randon, Randon. And, gosh, she needs some help, folks. Anything will help. She needs a little help. Then we have a question on the board. Can you get replacement lens surgery, basically clear lens exchange, or what amounts to cataract surgery to get new lenses, those new focusable lenses? Can you do that if you've had RK before? And we're going to find that out. Dean has a comment on Tiffany. Dean, what is your comment?
Hey, Tom. It sounds like Tiffany did a buy here, pay here lot, which is, when she said the finance company's name was BHPH, sounds to me like the dealership held the note on that.
Is that why? Wait. Is that why you're thinking they didn't require insurance?
Yeah, exactly.
Because they get paid usually they get paid what they're into the car for the down payment.
Oh yeah. I mean they're not going to lose much in that car, and you know I'm sure she works out some kind of small payment plan. They know what kind of customer they have when they deal with the credit disadvantaged. So, you know, this isn't like a paper lender, so it might not be as bad as it sounds.
Yeah,
you know,
but
yeah,
that it's a terrible thing.
It's a terrible situation either way. I'm just saying, it sounds to me like an in-house financing.
Okay, well, thank you. That does sound like that, now that you put it that way. More coming right up, 303-713-TALK, taking all of your calls.
Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
Driving on I-25, looking pretty good overall. Not hearing of any accidents. There is a crash on westbound Arapahoe Road at the I-25 interchange, so just watch for some activity there if you are east of I-25 on Arapahoe. Now, C-470 looking good. No reported problem spots on 225 and I-70 free and clear of any delay between Arvada and Aurora. Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather, near record high warmth today with a high of 74, the record 76. And then about 70 for tomorrow. A cool down for the weekend, though, with a mix of rain and snow with highs in the 30s and 40s. Currently it's 62.
Where's Corey?
Couldn't make it. He had to reschedule.
God fucking damn it. Oh, you're right, Mark.
Indeed's powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract, screen,
I gotta see what his excuse
all
was.
from one place.
You all right now? No, I was great till then. I'm expecting someone right there.
Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies.
You know, they're really good people. They're a father, son, and son-in-law, a trusted family-owned team approach. What does a planning center do? Well, they help you plan, but they do more than handle just investments or just insurance or just one thing or another. They oversee your entire plan, and they may use other trusted experts. Like, for example, someone for estate planning. They may send you to Blake Harris, attorney at law, on our list, or whatever you need. But they oversee everything and make sure it all fits into your plan for taxes, Social Security, Medicare supplements, annuities, long-term care, estate planning, as I said, anything else. They help you put all the pieces together to feel good about your retirement. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. Here's the best part. Totally transparent on what they charge and how they charge and where their commissions. You'll know exactly what you're paying, and you won't even start the clock until you're totally satisfied with them and their plan. So what you do is you meet with them as many times as you feel comfortable before hiring them. 970-663-3211. They'll come to you. You can go to them, or they can do a Zoom. rpcenter.com. rpcenter.com. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. 970-663-3211. And one of the plans people have maybe in their senior years is a reverse loan. You know how I feel about reverse loans. When done properly, they can be empowering to you for vacations, for maybe much-needed repairs, a line of credit, monthly payments, or a lump sum. And I'd love to welcome here Empower Reverse Mortgage. I met Mark Massey, and I knew he was the kind of guy I want on my team. Empower Reverse Mortgage. He truly has a heart for seniors to help them, and he wants to help them get the most out of their equity without ever paying tax on it. And with reverse loans, you'll never be upside down in that loan, no matter what anyone tells you. You won't lose your home simply paying your taxes and insurance. And get this, when you get a reverse loan, because it's only on a portion of the house, your house usually appreciates far beyond the balance, and you still have something to leave. Why don't you give Mark a call and his team at Empower Reverse Mortgage, 833-502-3100, 833-502-3100. They're local here in Denver. That's EmpowerReverse.com, EmpowerReverse.com. Now, we have heard a lot about insurance these days because a lot of people were underinsured, a lot of people don't have the proper coverage, but now I want to tell you about insurance in general. When you have an insurance claim, this is an unfortunate truth. Your insurance company will not be fair with you. I'm telling you that straight up. They're just not going to be fair with you. What they're going to do is try to beat you up on price. That's just the way it is. And that's what adjusters do when they work for the insurance company. But when a public adjuster works for you, like my guys at Public Insurance Adjusters of Colorado, when they work for you, they will look at your whole claim free of charge. Whether it be the fire claim, the fringe fire claims with all the smoke, soot, and contaminants, or you have a kitchen fire at home, broken pipes, hail, wind, whatever your case, even if your claim was closed recently, they can open it up in 2 or 3 years. If you thought you were mistreated, yeah, you can go back 2 or 3 years even. 720-715-0000. A complete free look at your claim to see what they can do for you, and they'll be straight forward. 720-715-0000. The website is coclaims.com. Don't ever do a claim without them. coclaims.com.
Everyone knows drinking and driving is against the law.
If you've been drinking, you can easily make the bad decision to get behind the wheel.
Yeah, man, I wanted our credit card guy in today. That blows. I'm irritated at him again.
Listen, man, I know this is a lot to ask of you, but since it's an abbreviated show,
I talked to Dara's
rather
wife,
than
and
doing
she has
multiples
the
on
phone
times,
until
I've
3
already done
today,
it.
so he's not reachable.
I don't
So I'm
know.
going to call him tomorrow at 10. She said we just want to do an update of all of them, right? Okay, sorry about that, Ken. Sorry for that miscommunication on Monday or Tuesday, whatever it was.
We haven't had any right now. I'm just saying, for example, I did it Power. If they have another spot coming up, I'd rather
It's in
change
there.
the hour and bring somebody
one in
who
there.
hasn't had a spot.
Yeah.
In the audio, we're not getting complaints on it?
No one has said anything so far.
Okay.
It's a little bit different. It's a little cleaner. We'll plug in direct here.
Yeah, it's the camera that fucks with it. I wonder if we could almost find just a sound card in there instead of the camera. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know if they make like a wireless sound card though. In other words, the camera with a better audio input, not mic.
Whatever your health goals are, find it in a bowl of Grainberry cereal. Pick up a box today.
A couple days ago, we had called the lady. I know we've had a few different ones, but property management folks that wasn't fixing the post office or their mailboxes, and the post office said, okay, so, oh, it's all handled. It's handled, then they emailed us a statement. I was just going to send it to you, the property management folks, but they got it all fixed. Somehow.
Because I couldn't get.
Yeah, I didn't know you were working on that, Ken.
That's okay.
You can consider that one dead.
Okay.
Uncover what's lurking on the internet about
January 6th.
ReputationDefender.com's patented scan and get your free reputation report card. Or for immediate assistance with your reputation, call 800-401-6681. Our cutting-edge technology helps make your Google search results look their best. Call 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681. 800-401-6681. Or take the free scan at ReputationDefender.com.
Unfortunately. Hi, Tom Martino here. Harris Family Law
has something called an early neutral assessment. Let me explain what that means. If you're going through a divorce or you want to file, you hire Harris in the beginning to do this early neutral assessment. They'll go through a divorce from a neutral standpoint to let you know what you're in for and then what you can expect. Some people may decide to hold off. Some people want to file right away. But this is a really wise move. Also, Harris Family Law does what's called collaborative law. That means they get with the other side and they both agree not to do anything in court if they can be talked over. And they keep the cost down by doing that. They also have bundled and unbundled services, meaning you can have them do the whole thing or just part of a divorce. You can help with the legwork. Listen, talk to Harris Family Law, 303-515-5000, 303-515-5000. HarrisFamilyLaw.com, 303-515-5000. Welcome to the show. I'm Tom Martino. Now, Christy, we're still trying to get a call into our eye people. Yes.
I spoke with them, Tom.
Okay. What did they say about RK and getting a clear lens replacement?
It is possible, but it just depends on her measurements and her eyeballs. They got to look at her first, but it is possible.
Yeah, because what they do is what happens to the lens doesn't matter with that. Now, if you were going to get LASIK or something like that, it does matter what was done before. But normally, when you're simply removing the whole lens and replacing it, it usually doesn't matter. But they still, of course, would have to look at other factors in your eye to make sure it didn't do any damage. But most of the time, Christy, a clear lens replacement is really cataract surgery, and the reason they call it clear lens is because they're not removing cataract lenses, they're removing clear lenses that you have and replacing them with new lenses, and they're new lenses that can focus, whereas the old ones can't. So, and actually the way they focus is not by relaxing your muscles in your eye, and the reason your lenses stop focusing, they get a little harder and your muscles in the eyes get weaker. And what they have is these lenses are focusable, and what's weird is your brain goes to the part of the lens that focuses for what you're looking at, and it's really seamless to you. And I have them, and I have near perfect vision.
The lens is called a Fresnel lens.
Well, some of them. Yeah, there's a Symphony. Oh, okay.
No, I'm talking about the design of it.
Oh, okay.
The design
is progressive, right? Isn't that an easy way to say it too? Progressive. Like the center is the focus, and then as it goes out, it has, some of them have the progressiveness to them. So when you look up,
ring of that
is a different area.
Each ring is a different area, and as it comes out,
right,
it breaks it down.
And by saying progressive, it's a gradual progression as opposed to, oh well, I'm in the wrong ring, I can't see. Hey, Christy, so they say if you get a checkup, you know, they can let you know if you're a candidate. It's that easy.
Okay. Two related questions. Is it still really pricey, like $7,000 per eye?
No, it's about, I think it's about $4,500 an eye, I think.
Okay. And then are there other options like LASIK or?
Well, now LASIK is an option for everyone if they can do LASIK, but if too much tissue was damaged with the RK, or if you've had previous LASIK, there is a possibility you can't have it again. But in my opinion, I think clear lens should just take over. I mean, it's just brand new lenses. And by the way, when you get these new lenses, they will never get cataracts. It takes it out of your equation because they're fake. You're never going to get cataracts, and they're not going to get old. Okay? They don't get old. So they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. And
it was Icon, was the name?
Yeah, that's the one I went to, and they're great. They're good people. Now, Icon Eye Care, ICON, they do more than just clear lens exchange. That's what I chose. You can get LASIK there if they think you're a candidate. You can choose whatever you want. That if you're a candidate, they'll be honest with you on that. They'll say, you know what, I'm not sure you can do this. Now, if you go to GoFundMe, GoFundMe.com, and search Tiffany with an I, Tiffany, Tiffany Randon, R-A-N as in Nancy, Randon, another N at the end. That's Tiffany Randon. You can see her GoFundMe page. We're going to talk to her again and try to help her out. Meanwhile, you get your calls in, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255.
Your car is worth more right now than any time in the past, and that's pretty exciting. Trade in, trade up, trade down, whatever
your crowd is glad you showed up, Mark. That's what I said when you weren't here.
Easy to get to, just located minutes from I-25 in Santa Fe. And with the best appraisals in town from their trained buyers, you know you'll always be taken care of and get the best deals at the sharpest price. I'm telling you, if you're looking to trade in, go to the Sharpest Rides, best customer service in town. Get more info at thesharpestrides.com.
Have you ever felt depressed about work, only to have your dad be like, why are you so down? So you told him you hate your job, and he said, well, you better talk yourself out of it. And then you thought, I love to talk. I love to podcast. And then you took a preacher from iHeart and started a podcast and got good at it. Then you monetized it and quit your boring job and told your dad, thanks for the advice. And he was like, well, that's not what I meant. I don't understand what a podcast is, but you seem happy, so that's great, kiddo. You ever do that? Well, you could. That's Spreaker.com. That's S-P-R-E-A-K-E-R. Ask your dad. He actually did.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart Radio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one. ABC News, I'm Jim Ryan. U.S. officials say Russian forces are ramping up their offensive against Ukraine with increased shelling in civilian areas.
Yeah, there's going to be nothing left of that fucking place. They're blowing up all their infrastructure. Both of them, both sides.
ABC's Matt Duckman in Lviv has been talking with
There's no winning for those guys. I mean, there is no fucking winning for Ukraine.
And this is just the beginning. The UN is now talking about 4 million refugees in total in European countries, and internally they're talking about 12 million people inside Ukraine who are not going to be able to get out, who are going to need humanitarian assistance, relief, and protection.
In Kyiv, long lines have been forming outside the few pharmacies and bakeries that are still open in the capital. Senior U.S. defense officials say an immense column of tanks and other Russian vehicles have made no real progress in the last few days. This is ABC News. The Surgeon General is stepping up the fight against COVID misinformation. The Surgeon General making this first official federal request.
It's a little late for that.
Look at this. Can you look at this email I just sent you real quick?
Yep. I can't believe I have a computer that works.
I have one that hard. Okay, Corey sent this about this guy literally an hour ago. I think he sent it to you. Oh no, this is Dave, and we've got 2 different names, but it's the. This is weird now that I'm looking at it. He's calling the guy Dave. This guy's name is Jim.
It's interesting to make enemies there.
I'm gonna just call Corey.
Just call him, yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on? Just some issues. That's why it's taken so long to get moving on this shit. It's nothing. It's nothing really bad. It's just bugs to work out, man. I mean, we're creating a whole new fucking system for their company, and I just want to make sure it's good.
So, okay.
They got a new, you know, those off-site answering services with humans. So they picked up one of those that has fixed one of the biggest problems they had, which is just simply, if we talk about it, they get an influx and couldn't handle it, you know. So that they've taken care of across their entire platform.
Who's that, Mark? What company?
Our credit card company.
Oh, okay.
We teamed up with a company called Securable, which is a big processor. And just, you know, it takes time. They've got to answer the phone the way we want it answered. Mm-hmm. They have to know it's from us. They have to know how to track it back. They need to have reports that come directly to me on everything. So it's just been working through a shitload. Meantime, of course, they have 30 other books of business they're constantly doing.
Oh, right.
And we just demand way more attention.
Tool Slinger sees your Metallica shirt.
It fucking rocked, man. Best concert I've ever been to. Suzanne loved Nobu. I didn't like it. You love Nobu, don't you?
I like, yeah, I don't, you know, I do, and I wouldn't go there a lot.
Yeah,
it's good. Like, the Black Cod is really good, but really, I mean, it's not like a restaurant that I crave to go to.
Yeah. I don't like that shit, so.
I wish I could afford to go to Nobu.
It's not what you're thinking. I think if you went with the tasting menu, it's probably.
They have one.
Their normal dish, like what I got.
They have one in Cherry Creek.
Yeah, well, I'll probably bring her there for a
and they have one up in Vail.
They've had the one in Vail for a while, right? Yeah.
We go to this place called Sushi Katsu.
Yeah, I know.
It's all you can, what? All you can eat.
It's all you can,
yeah. It's all you can eat. Great sushi, and it's packed with Asian people.
Yeah, I know. Katsu, though, the service sucks.
Cat?
K-A-T.
I don't think it's so deceptive. They just put you out the whole, you know.
Now, if I own a Chinese themed restaurant,
here's the
would
thing
not
about
have
all
the
you can
cat
eat sushi, though. All you can eat sushi. It's this one list, and if you eat it and don't eat the rice, like
they charge you for it.
Yeah, they charge you for anything you don't eat.
That's smart, though.
Anything you don't eat, you charge for.
But you can order a little bit at a time.
Right.
I had 3 cats in my fucking car today. I'm not like really allergic to cats.
3 cats?
Yeah, I had to bring them up to the vet. That's why I'm late.
Oh, your cats?
Yeah, it's fuck, man. 3 cats in a car is fucking. I don't care if you're not allergic.
It's 3 cats too many.
It's 3 cats too many in a car.
What did you bring them to the vet for?
They haven't been for 5 years. The one cat we can barely rein up, so finally we just said we got to knock it out.
So they get teeth cleaning?
No, their teeth look great. All of them, the teeth look great.
Do they go out?
One does occasionally. That is really hard on them.
Does the cat bring you back birds or mice?
The one used to.
Yeah, but here's the problem with coyotes right now. It's so hard.
Boo would never be caught with a coyote. We've lost 2 cats out there to coyotes. But Boo is a whole different beast. Boo, a human can't get within 20 feet of her. She's pretty much feral, but she's like house-tamed feral. The only one she acts normal to is Addie. It is Addie's cat by all means. But the other 2 cats, if they were out overnight, I'd be shocked if they would be alive. Shocked. The one would sit there and cry at the door and tell the coyote exactly where the fuck she is.
Right there on the porch.
You know, Dominion voting, I didn't know was based in Denver. Did you know that?
What's that?
Dominion voting systems, or
no,
or one of the maybe one of the principals is or something, but he's suing a bunch of people in Denver.
Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino. Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. How are you doing? 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This hour brought to you by Renew Home Innovations.com. Renew Home, concentrating on showers and tubs. And they do beautiful work. American Standard fixtures, no maintenance wall systems, special pricing for seniors and for first responders and vets. Call for more information, and also special prices and financing, I should say. Renew Home Innovations, where they take that shower and make it something of beauty, because most of the time that's an afterthought. People putting these tub shower combinations just ugly. These are great with no threshold, and that's important. Perimeter drains. Reason for that is it's easy to get into and out, and also you can even get them without shower doors or sloppy curtains because they make a turn and protect the entrance. RenewHomeInnovations.com, 303-904-2000, 303-904-2000. Listen, we've been discussing a lot of things, and we do have responses on some of them. But the one thing that bothers me is when people are victims of crime. There really is no protection for people who are victims of crime. Now, insurance helps to a certain extent, but she had liability only. I think she bought her car to buy here, pay here place. They didn't require insurance other than liability. She leaves there. It's carjacked within a couple weeks or 3 weeks. And then the guy that carjacked it had already been shooting at people, was a murderer. Police finally get him. They riddle the car with bullets, and they shoot him. His brains and guts are all over the car, blood. The car is shot to crap, which, of course, she doesn't blame police for that. The car's destroyed. But did you know that victims' assistance doesn't pay for vehicles? I actually don't know what they pay for, to be honest with you. We ought to have them on one time to figure that out. We always hear about victims' assistance, but what do they pay for? Now, she says she's disabled, she's a single mom, she doesn't know what to do. Her car's done. No insurance. Now, we're looking into it to see if there was forced insurance of any kind, but still that won't cover her. Remember, forced insurance put on by a finance company only covers the balance of the loan. The owner doesn't get any of that money. So when you finance a car or a car is valuable to you, you really have to insure it. Now, I don't think that's collision coverage, though, is it? I think that's more of a comprehensive policy. You know, she may assume she doesn't have coverage, but she might. Anyway, she has a GoFundMe page, and it's not hard to find, okay? Here's what you do. If you go to GoFundMe.com and put in her name, it'll take you to her site. That's the easiest way to find it. So, what you do is put in, when you get to GoFundMe.com, do a search. and search Tiffany with an I, Tiffany, Tiffany Randon, R-A-N as in Nancy, D-O, another N, Randon, Tiffany Randon, and it'll take you right to it. I don't know what else to do except tell people to please go there and make a donation. She truly is a victim. And on another note, what did you think about the GoFundMe site taking the money that was raised for those truckers because they didn't agree with them politically? What do you think about that? Well, the Canadian government asked them to do it. So apparently GoFundMe has joined the ranks of other social media as being tools of the government. You can be published if the government allows you to be published, but if they say you're going against the grain, they pull your post, and now they take your money. That's just a side note, but it really did happen. Now, that doesn't mean I don't think you should use GoFundMe. If this woman can raise money there, more power to her. She should. Tiffany Randon, GoFundMe.com. John wants to talk about collecting from a subcontractor. Whatever your questions, problems, or complaints, get your call in at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Go ahead.
You know, real quick.
Yes. Mark, your mic has to be. Yeah.
Is that good?
Go ahead, sir.
So real quick on what you were just saying.
Yes.
GoFundMe. What gets me even more than that is Google. Google actually operates under, it's either Chinese Google or Google China, and they block and do anything
that China wants.
Including when they send people to labor camps for doing nothing and murdering people. No one cares. They could care less. And here's Google, who we all use every day. Hell, I've got Google on my phone. Right. I'm searching Google right now.
Everyone does, yeah.
But we don't condemn them, which is just amazing to me.
Do you know it's not
of truckers is a big problem. Get out of here.
Now, China is not the only one that tells Google how to operate. Google,
of course.
First of all, Google operates within the bounds of each country they're in. What I don't understand is how can they control that? How can China control that? What if Google said, screw you, it's going to be free across the world? How do they block Google? Is it because they control the broadband?
They definitely control the broadband.
And when you control a broadband, can you control where people surf?
Yeah, now, with some of the satellite technology, how we light up internet in countries now, like, Afghanistan when we were exiting, and even over in Ukraine right now, that those satellites that are up there now with very small equipment virtually anywhere, including portable, anybody can have access and all the bandwidth they want.
Without going through the government. That's what I don't understand.
Because most people in China don't even know that. I mean, they don't talk about like that kind of stuff on the news. And then if you did get caught or ratted out by your neighbor for doing something.
You mean for having free internet?
Yeah, for thinking like a person. For thinking free is more of the way to say it.
See, but I think everything should be free everywhere as far as if you want it to be. Including speech, including wackos. I mean, I disagree with a ton of those wackos. And we all kind of, applauded them for shutting down the websites of the Russians and the fake Ukrainian sites. Apparently, Russia started some Ukrainian sites that supposedly were saying, bravo, we want you to take us over, we're suffering under our current government, and Facebook took them down.
Yeah,
but where does
media?
And the one thing that and we applaud that. Fine, listen. I'm all for freedom and goodness and people. I don't like hate. I don't like hate of any kind, but I don't like censoring hate. Isn't that crazy? I just think that we should be exposed to it all and make our own decisions.
Well, the argument in this country would be when it comes to like blocking certain people on Twitter or certain thoughts or whatever it is.
They incite violence?
Well, you could say they incite violence, but they're going to say that's not the government stopping you. That's a private company that can do whatever they want.
Right.
We know that's a hell of a line.
Well, what if the private company said we will no longer let any gay posts be up or transgender? I'll bet you no one.
Well, they'd be punished by society in general.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I think that saying you're a private company lets you do anything you want is not true. I think if they said we don't want to hear from minorities, their sites are going to be taken down, guess what? All of a sudden, ooh, boo, all of a sudden there would be an uproar. But it depends on what they censor. Like I said, I thought, oh, that's good. Secretly, I thought, when they took down some of those Russian sites or that were saying Ukrainians want them to take over, then I thought, well, I'm a hypocrite. That's not good, because we shouldn't be censoring anyone. I don't think. But then again, listen, I know there are people who say we should censor some things. I mean, look, you wouldn't want to tune in on the radio and have me inciting violence against blacks or against Asians or, preaching about the superior white race. I mean, I don't think you'd want that. But wouldn't do it. But I don't know if you can, Mark. I don't know if I can.
I don't know.
I mean, I'd be fired. But as well, you should be if you don't get listeners. But I don't know. You know what? It's always weird when you start talking about that. Anyway, John, you want to collect money, or are you a subcontractor? Is that what you are, John?
No, I'm a contractor.
Okay. And who did you work for that's not paying?
It was 3T Roofing, and the owner's Brad Rollins.
Okay, and what were you doing? Roof work for him?
Yeah, we're doing roof work on Best Hands Roofing.
Okay, and why didn't you get paid? That's a simple question. Is he going to say it was quality?
Yeah, he said a lot of different things, but we went to court, and I got a judgment.
Oh.
I was awarded a judgment of, what is it?
Did you say your company is Best Hands?
Yeah, they used to be on the referral.
Yeah.
Did you get, he emailed me on this, I just didn't get back to him, but did you get a regular judgment, or did they not show up?
That's called the
default judgment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to court, and they showed up.
Okay, what judgment? You were awarded a judgment for how much?
Let me give you
just roughly.
Roughly $18,000.
Oh my goodness! Hang on, and we'll talk about collecting a judgment. What you can do with it. That's where a lot of companies fall short when they get the judgment.
We can't do both insurance adjusters. You got to move Paragon, bro. We can't do two public adjusters. Do you want me to fill it? Or do you want Mark to fill it with one of his? Do you want Mark?
Let him scroll ahead and swap it. Know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to end up having to do it.
Yeah, just scroll ahead and swap it.
I actually got to speak to the sheriff's PIO. She was really nice.
On which one?
What sheriff department?
Denver Sheriff Department.
On the
guy's car who got sold in the impound lot. But I got her number now, so in the future, if we move to PIO, we know I can call her directly.
Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan. Ideal, they hire people that are salary-based, so they're not looking to make a commission on your loan, so they don't try to drum up how much you need to get or what kind of loan you get. They want to get the best loan for you. Let me tell you one other thing. With Ideal, they do a pre-approval, and I need to talk about this because in today's market, do you know what that means? You're like a cash buyer. The money's already in the bank, so to speak, in Ideal's bank, waiting for you to close. And then you're funded within days. So here's the great thing. Ideal Home Loans pre-approval. Yeah, they do other things. They do regular refinancing, and they do all kinds of cash out, lower interest, the interest rate guarantee, credit optimization. But this pre-approval is something to be said in this market. 303-867-7000, idealhomeloans.com. I urge you to call them if you're even thinking about buying. They can help you out in a big way. Idealhomeloans.com, 303-867-7000. Public insurance adjusters are there for a reason, to represent the public. I remember when I first started in Denver 40 years ago, I interviewed a public adjuster at the time. No one knew what the hell they did. They said, public adjuster? Yeah, that was a new concept, an adjuster that works for the public. They work for you, the insured. So if you're going through an insurance claim of any kind, yes, with your own insurance company I'm talking about, you can't trust them to do the right thing. That's why Public Insurance Adjusters of Colorado was formed. Joel and his team will fight for you on a small contingency of the money they collect, and they always collect more than you can on your own. Now, here's what they'll do. They'll take a free look at your claim, whether it be a kitchen fire, hail, a major fire from the Marshall fires, fringe damage, or anything in between, any insurance claim, even if it's been closed for 2 or 3 years. They can resurrect them if you've been treated unfairly. They'll take a look and let you know what they truly think they can do for you, free of charge. Public Insurance Adjusters of Colorado. It's COClaims.com. CO, that stands for Colorado. COClaims.com, 720-715-0000. That's 720-715-00. People are looking for extra cash. Hey, everyone is. If you have some old jewelry you're not touching, an old watch, a coin collection you've long stopped collecting, whatever it is, if it has precious metals, David Ellis Jewelry will pay you whatever the fair price is on the spot today, tomorrow, whenever you drop by 3rd and Clayton, DavidEllisJewelry.com. 303-322-8779. Yeah, he has a beautiful jewelry store. He's been around 40 years. You can buy something if you want, but you're not obligated. Take your stuff down there, get it turned in, and then get your money on the spot. It's way safer than dealing on the internet or meeting people in hotel rooms. Seriously. Go to someone I know and trust, DavidEllisJewelry.com. 3rd and Clayton, 303-322-8779.
Hi, it's Wes Moss, host of the new show, Retire Sooner. You can tune in Sundays at 11 a.m. I'll be covering the most important financial and life
Retire Sooner with me, Wes Moss, Sundays at 11 a.m.
What's done more to improve overall health and wellness, modern medicine, or personal hygiene? Actually, it's both.
Sorry about that.
Mainstream in the 1800s.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about the conflicts. But then again, I've learned that actual hard work doesn't pay off either, so I don't give a fuck. But do the other alleged stations on the theoretical network care about break links?
Yes.
Okay, I'll try to be more.
I'm the one who screws that up all the time.
The last one was 4 minutes, which was a little heavy, but I just don't know if they get
4 minutes heavy.
2 minutes heavy.
Oh my God, they're gonna scream.
Well, but I don't hear them scream, so should I
No,
care?
they scream to him.
Oh, do they? Well, then F you. All right, thank you.
Join over 2 million others and find out for yourself how refreshing and easy to use Navage is. At Navage.com, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bath, and Target.
I want to go to bed.
Clean nose, healthy life.
Well, you don't have another hour to go. You can take a power nap after the show.
Extremely dangerous. If you've been drinking, you can easily make a bad decision on the wheel. A decision that could be fatal. If you're going out to celebrate St. Patrick's Day and plan on drinking, keep yourself and others safe by planning a sober ride home. Whether it's a taxi, rideshare, sober designated driver, or having a trusted friend on call, planning for a sober ride home is the smart and safe thing to do. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by NHTSA.
This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation.
The warm weather continues for today. Temperatures in mid-70s. Today is 76, and we're going to be close to that. Plenty of sunshine, few clouds by later on this afternoon. I'm Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather Team meteorologist Kylie Burrs.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and NBC at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
Denver's talk station. Online.
After I don't watch regular television.
Garage Doors. The best garage door company you can have. They have everything available for your garage door. Every part, every component, and all of the prices are fully disclosed on their website. If you need a spring, you need hinges, you need cable, you need a new opener, a new door panel, one clear choice, Doors.com. They do an $80 inspection. I recommend everyone moving into a house have. One clear choice, Doors.com. Okay, now, John says I can't collect a judgment. And John, first of all, it's for roofing work. You already have the judgment. You did the hard work. Now you got to start collecting. Now you know this guy, this roofer who you worked for. You know that the guy is contracting other jobs, and you can do writs of execution for or liens or garnishments, however you want to put it, on his accounts payable. You can go to his customers and intercept payment. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Yes, and in addition to that, you can even go in and take stuff from him with a writ of execution. Yeah, out of his warehouse. I mean, it's amazing what you can do. Now, what I would do is hire, like Frank Ball, a collection attorney. That's what I would do. Do we have a separate a collection attorney on the referral list? I don't know.
Not for this kind of matter.
No. Frank Ball's a great guy. And, you know, he doesn't work a lot for consumers, but we talk to him a lot because he's an expert at collecting.
Okay.
His name is, Suze, you have the number. Is he on the, did we put Frank on the referral list?
We haven't, Tom, but he's a good guy.
Yeah, he doesn't work for consumers, so there's really no reason for him to be up there.
Yeah, you got to have some form of a real debt.
Yeah, this is 18 grand, man.
18's not bad. That's probably about where Frank would start.
Tom, I do have a lien on the property that we did the work on, too.
Oh, yeah. Wow, okay.
And that's not going to do much unless you foreclose on it. Is there a lot of equity in the house?
It's a commercial building.
Is there a lot of equity in it?
Probably nowadays it is.
You know what? If you have the nerve to do it, you can start foreclosure. I mean, that's what a lien is for. It scares the hell out of people. But again, talk to Frank first. And he, you know, he'll give you a price on what that'll take, and he'll take a contingency probably. 303-713-8255. Lucy, let's talk about your condo. What's going on, Lucy?
Hi, Tom. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. What's happening?
Okay, great. So basically, I purchased a condo last year, April.
Okay.
21.
And what kind of a condo? What price range?
The total was about $395.
Okay, so about a $400,000 condo last year. And what's going on?
So basically, you know, there's always a punch list, and we got through.
Is this new, by the way? Is this new?
Yes. It's a new build. And
so when you say punch list, you're talking about the construction company.
Correct. The builder.
Right. And what is this punch list?
So basically, the punch list, you know, is basically any dings or repairs. Yeah.
And so, is it not being addressed?
Well, the majority has, but here's the stickler. I have had issues with, I'm on the 3rd floor, and I've had issues with the balcony sliding glass door since May of last year, 2021.
What do you mean issues? What do you mean issues?
So there were popping sounds. It sounded like popcorn when you're opening it and closing it. And so it just wasn't smooth sounding.
Well, what about the movement?
The movement was okay, but one of the workers had put grease on it versus a different type of maybe a silicone. And
so it's a sliding door, and when it slides, it makes popping sounds.
Right. So eventually, after several adjustments and people coming by to look at the door, they took what the door snaps in on the bottom, and they pulled that up.
Yeah, isn't that plastic? Is it an aluminum or plastic on the bottom there?
I'm assuming it's like a plastic.
Yeah, you know, that is such a minor problem, but they're so hard to get silent. I know exactly what you're talking about. And that channel, some of them hang on top and go on the bottom. That's for closets. Most of them with a door like yours has a real rigid track on the top and bottom that has to be adjusted. Do you have a track on both top and bottom, or does it just rest on the bottom?
I'm assuming it is top and bottom, but don't quote me on that. But it's a smooth track, so when one of the workers came by, they lifted up that track, and they just vacuumed up a whole bunch of debris.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. There's just a lot of little crap. Anything can make a little crackle noise in there. even even underneath the track.
True, but it gets worse. So that was fixed. But when that technician was here, the one that cleaned it out, he said, "Well, your door is warped," and he said that's why it hits beside the frame now when you try to.
Hold on. Is it warped, or is he just saying it's warped? You know, a lot of contractors come to fix things, and they just mouth off, and they don't know what they're saying. Is this door actually warped?
It's warped.
How do you know?
It's warped because when I go outside on the balcony, you know, there's a handle on the balcony door to get back inside the condo, and there's no leverage on it. So, but in order to close the door all the way while I'm outside on the balcony, and there's no leverage on that door handle, I can't pull it to scoot it to where it needs to go.
That could be an adjustment. It may not be warped. I'm saying, look, it could be warped, but what kind of door is it? Is it fiberglass? Is it vinyl? Is it wood? Is it aluminum? What is it?
I'm assuming it's either vinyl, some type of vinyl, because it's white, and it's definitely not wood. But now it has little abrasion marks, you know, on the door itself.
On the bottom or on the side? Where? Where it enters, like when you close the door and it doesn't shut all the way, you kind of have to push it in order to get it in. Yeah.
So.
Do you know what I call this? Now, Lucy, it's not you I'm talking about. This is an impossible problem because here's why. People expect perfection, and I've never seen a sliding. Well, no, I have seen some perfectly perfect, but they're expensive. I don't know what quality it is. I don't know if it's upscale. I don't know if it's builder grade. What I'm saying is sometimes these things just, I mean, I can picture now the sliding doors I've had in my life, and almost all of them make a little bit of a sound or rub a little here or there because it's almost impossible to keep them perfectly aligned. But I'm saying that for brand new, they should try. I mean, but it might be, and I'm saying this with really all due respect, it might be impossible to get what you want.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying that you, see, for all I know, it's a piece of junk. I'm not there. I'm saying that from what I know about this, I would get an independent set of eyes, not a contractor that works for the builder or not a contractor that wants to be a hero. What I mean by that is a contractor who comes in and they love dissing stuff because they want the white hat syndrome. They want the white knight syndrome. Well, ma'am, did you know your door's warped? And it's not warped at all. They just talk out their ass because they want to be an authority. Or they say, well, this should have never been done this way. If I was hanging this door, I would have reframed it. You know, I'm just saying, make sure you don't have one of those blowhards. Make sure you have someone to truly assess that door properly. Let's talk about finding that out. That's what we need. We need to get it looked at by an independent person.
This is. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean by sliding doors? They have those low or they crackle, or I feel sometimes the track isn't completely flat. It goes like this when you slide it. It doesn't. All of those. I know, and it doesn't mean it's a piece of shit. But what she wants is this.
Right. One issue, okay, now I would have asked her, and we still can, if we still got her, is to look at the track. Do you see where that track is unevenly being abrased at the bottom or on the side when you're pushing in?
Now she says there's little marks. This builder's never going to get out of this door.
Nope. Those little marks.
I don't know of any sliding door that doesn't have little marks where it closes.
Exactly. Hopefully they go all the way across, though. You see what I'm saying? Hopefully they go all the way across.
Well, I think she's talking about the mark this way.
Okay. So she's saying it's warped vertically.
No, I think she's saying there's marks on it where it closes into that.
Yeah.
Don't overpay for a new blind. Shop blinds for today and save big. Blindsford.com.
Almost every day we have an estate planning
question. We get BlakeHarrisLaw.com to answer the question. Did you know you can call them directly? Ask him, do I need a will in this case? Of course you do, he'll say, or maybe instead all you need is a beneficiary's deed, or you need a trust. If you want to protect yourself through your life from lawsuits and from creditors, and then protect your heirs through their entire life, maybe you need a special trust like that, or you might have a special needs trust for someone in need. Whatever it is, Blake Harris will go over it free of charge with you at 833-ASK-BLAKE, and then you guys can make a decision on what you need, and he'll quote you a price up front for flat rates. That's BlakeHarrisLaw.com, 833-ASK-BLAKE. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. He does free market valuations of your home, which basically says what that house will sell for based on his 27 years of experience. He can do that because he sells more than almost anyone. He's in the top 1% of producers, both buying and selling. Here's another thing, okay? You may want to move or not. Depending on what that valuation comes out at, you might want to add on to the house. Whatever it is, it's free with no obligation. If you do decide to list, you won't find anyone better. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. Earlier, you heard me talk about public adjusters. Another public adjuster on our list, Paragon Services, and man, Mark loves Matt. Why? Because, Mark, he helped you one time at your house, personal experience.
Yeah, he got me 70 grand after my insurance company said nada. I couldn't believe it. All my neighbors were getting new roofs. My insurance company wouldn't give me everything. Matt stepped into the picture, and you heard what I said, $70,000. Check Matt out at referralist.com.
Children's Hospital Colorado Mighty Millions raffle is already 50% sold. You could win the $2.5 million grand prize show.
He should get a 303 number.
What's up, Nuggets fans? It's your mom Mary here to tell you about Orchard. If you're looking to buy a home but want to skip all the stress, it's time for a mid-game adjustment. Orchard lets you move into your new home before you even sell your old one. Orchard turns you into a cash buyer so you can win in a competitive market. And it doesn't cost you any more money than traditional real estate. Orchard, same game, but new rules. So get out there and win the home you want.
Orchard, the new way to home, is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets. Get started at Orchard.com.
You know, right now is the time to put your home to work for you. It really is, because all of that equity that you've built over the past several years, it can now be accessed as cash to improve your financial condition. Whether it's paying off high interest debt or funding a home renovation, it doesn't matter. It's your money to use however you want to use it. All you need to do is call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans. Michael Brown here, and I want you to call American Financing and ask us to be one of their home loan specialists that are honestly friends of mine. They're going to offer you free mortgage reviews with no pressure.
Bonnie Shields has a 5-star review.
You're just going to have a simple conversation with one of my friends around custom loans designed just for you. It can mean up to
Okay.
$1,000 so why not?
Tommy, you know how this new coin came out, Maya Angelou coins?
No, I didn't know, but
Okay, so we have a listener. He has a roll of them, unopened. He was thinking like auctioning them off through our show and using that money as donation money through our show. Is that sound like you're interested in that at all? I don't know what they're worth.
I don't know. Me either. If they are desirable, we may want to do that for our charity account.
Call and ask Mark Wachowski.
Yeah, right now.
He'll know exactly.
Right now, they're only face value.
How much are they?
I don't know.
What?
They're quarters.
They're a fucking quarter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're worth a quarter.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Well, if we auction them off right now, we'll get a quarter.
No, I'm saying if you auction them off, you're assigning them a valuator, and these folks will bid for them. But right now,
It's
they're
the
just
first black woman on a coin, uncirculated. They're anyway, they're $1 to $10 depending on what they're willing to pay.
Okay. Well, that's news to me.
Are they not?
That's news to me.
You're undervaluing the system.
Huh?
Yeah.
I'm not undervaluing
There's also a good chance there may be error coins, whatever that means.
I'm looking.
No, error means there's a mistake. Those are big time.
Those are big. Okay, mistakes
All right.
are.
So I just
Like,
need to ask.
by mistake,
They're not doing a full run of them like Well, who's on the quarter
That's
now?
what I'm
If
finding
by
out.
mistake they make one of them a white woman, that would be a...
Cameras are going.
Guaranteed, somebody.
That should be worth millions.
On Amazon, a Maya Angelou coin is going from $11 to $35. My son is calling me. Sorry.
Oh, cool.
That's news to me.
So that maybe that would be something.
That is definitely news to me. That I was going with the system.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713.
138255. Waterpros.net, the best for less. You know, I have a water fountain on my kitchen where the kids go and get the water. They said, you know, we love this. We have never bought bottled water after that. And another thing, it doesn't take any electricity. It's freestanding, 3 filters, reverse osmosis included as one of those filters. And what's great about it, no electricity. The water going through it powers it. It's unbelievable. Under $1,000 It was like $900 installed by waterpros.net. Okay, let's keep going here. And Lucy wants to know about her condo. Now, Lucy, I think we need an independent set of eyes to look at this first and foremost to see if it can be easily fixed. And really, if it's impossible what you're asking. Now, I don't mean impossible because you're impossible, but I think sometimes we have weird expectations, all of us, on certain things. Like, maybe it is really bad, and I'm just visualizing what I used to get into with my houses. There was never one of them, not one of them, in no matter what house I've been in, that was perfect. I mean, some were better than others. Yes, they get pretty good, but there always seems to be a little resistance right at the end where they tuck in and lock, or you know, I don't know. Again,
right?
Have you had any friends look at it, or have you gone to any friends' condos in the development to see if they are way smoother and better? Have you ever done that?
You know, I haven't had the chance to do that. Here are my concerns.
Go ahead.
And it doesn't have to be perfect.
No,
honestly.
I get it.
What I'm looking for is for it to function correctly, because right now, when it hits the wall, I noticed where the walls meet, you know, it now needs spackles, it's cracking.
Well, that's weird. Well, hold on.
Yeah.
What walls are cracking? Where?
The wall of the door. Like when you close the door and it slightly bumps, you know, before it slides in.
Yes.
So that same wall, like on the bottom near the door.
You mean the wall where the wall where the door is put in?
Yeah.
You're saying where that wall goes to the corner, it's cracking there, or it's cracking where the door is?
No, it's cracking where the wall meets.
Could you do us a favor and send us some pics of? I would like you to put the door right up to where it starts sticking and take a picture of it, both close and a little wider, and then also the wall. I'm going to see what expert we have. What part of town are you in general?
Parker.
Okay. I'm going to see if we can have somebody take a look at that door. Man.
Okay. I also have a real quick question as well.
Sure.
So the bathtub spout in one of the bathrooms. So apparently the pipe that comes out of the wall isn't quite long enough to hold the tub spout securely. Just with
is it loose?
Let's just say, well, in the beginning it was. When they had silicone grout around the tub spout, I could move it up and down about an inch.
An inch?
You know,
wait a minute. And whether it's long enough or not isn't the issue there. That should be secure. I mean, it's not leaking, right?
It's not leaking, thank goodness, but here's what
why would it move? Well, I don't know why it would move that much. Here's what happens. You have a vertical pipe that goes up to the shower usually and then down to the spout. And then you have handles that come off, or one valve, and then you have a horizontal one that comes out, and the spout is or what you're calling the spout or whatever it is, that is sweated or soldered onto the horizontal pipe. But why would it move an inch? Are you saying you can move you hold on to that spout and you can move it up and down an inch?
Yeah, but
are the pipes are not secure in that wall?
Well, here's what I don't know. I don't when the tech came back, he removed the old silicone grout, which is pliable, and he put in harder grout.
And did it crack?
And so, it cracked, and then he replaced it with hard grout again, but I don't know if he ever soldered anything. I have no clue.
Well, it obviously is soldered, or you'd have a mess. I mean, I'm saying, what if you tried to turn that spout? I don't mean really, but would it turn on that pipe, or is it soldered?
I don't know, because I'm afraid to do it, because then the builder will say, oh, well, you caused the damage.
No, you shouldn't be able to twist that off of that vertical, that horizontal pipe coming out.
Oh, okay.
You shouldn't be able to twist it. It doesn't screw on. It's sweated on.
It's newly grouted, maybe a month old or so, and so I'm afraid to touch it, because honestly, I don't know.
Well, here's what I want to know. Why would you move it anyway? Why did you even try to move that an inch up or down? Why did you discover that?
Because I was cleaning the bathtub, and I noticed it was
loose.
Bouncing up
it's
and
loose. Down. And are you exaggerating, or are you really mean you could hold on to it and lift it up an inch and put it down an inch?
Well, let's say at least half an inch. I could move it up and down with the silicone around it. But when they put the harder grout around it, I can't move it now.
Well, it might be just fine. The only thing that would cause that is if the pipes were not secured properly with pipe strapping. But
yeah.
As far as leaking goes, I mean, I don't know, man. Okay, on that spout, does it have a button that you pull up to activate the shower?
I believe it does. Yeah, I'd have to look at it. I can go look.
Well, I was just curious if you hear it leaking behind. I don't know if there's a problem there. It sounds like, I don't recall those moving that much, but it might be that the pipes have, they might have used flex pipe and not rigid pipe, and that would have more movement in it. For the big vertical, they might just have the Plex. Do you know if you have plastic pipe?
You mean the rough-in valve, or that valve?
When they did your plumbing, did you see like red and blue piping around the house? Or were you not watching?
No, I didn't. It was already all built and put together when it was up for sale.
I would just keep an eye on that. But we can figure out who can go out and just look around for you and see. Hold on, JR's got a comment. Go ahead, JR. What is your comment?
Hey, Tom, are you sure that's copper pipe or is it PEX?
I just said that. It might be PEX. It might be flexible. And that would give her some...
PEX will have some flex.
Yeah. You know what, JR? You took, I just before you called, you probably didn't hear me. I said, maybe that's not solid copper piping. And in fact, I bet you it's not. And that would answer that question right there. That would be enough. I don't think there's a problem. Thanks, JR. We got more coming up. Now.
Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Spa Palace.
Traffic up and down I-25 in pretty good shape overall. A little bit of slow traffic northbound heading into downtown, working your way across 6th Avenue. Now there is an accident. It's called the Boulevard accident at 6th and Ash, just east of Colorado.
And I have a complete follow-up on that car that got sold and being penalized.
Oh, good. And I-76 also being called out as a rollover. Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather, a high of 74 today, high 76.
Very bad.
Then about 70 for tomorrow. A cool down for the weekend, highs in the 30s and 40s. Currently at 67. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630. Hey, how?
Spa Palace is proud to announce it's been inducted into the Aqua 100, the highest honor in pool and spa retail. Committed to customer service and community involvement have earned them this prestigious recognition. See what makes Spa Palace the exceptional choice. Visit spapalace.com for locations.
Someone asked me, Tom, does it really make a difference where I get my reverse mortgage? And it does. That's why I endorse certain ones. Empower Reverse Mortgage. Mark and his team, I can send you to him because I know he'll take personal care of you. It makes a big difference. If those are not processed properly, they won't take into consideration your circumstances and get you the most you have coming out of your equity. You need someone familiar with the process. You need someone that'll take your circumstances into consideration and get you the best loan for you. And they will counsel you on if it's a good idea and how much you should try to get. Empower Reverse Mortgage. Call them. I know them. I trust them. Empower. Power. EMPOWER. EmpowerReverse.com. 833-502-3100. Rocky Mountain IVMedics.com. I use them once a month or more for hydration therapy. Here's the deal. Hydration therapy is never a bad idea. You can get them to your home today, within an hour or so, or to your office. If you're feeling down, if you're dehydrated, vitamin deficiencies, migraines, hangovers, you have the flu, you're getting over the flu, whatever it is, it's one of the most common therapies. Get your therapy today. Rocky Mountain IVMedics.com, 720-987-2155. You'll feel great. 720-987-2155. You know, one of the things I really talk about on the show are calls you can make to get free legal advice. You've heard me talk about that with, you know, Joe Lazara for crime, and you heard me talk about Blake Harris for estate planning. Well, I'll tell you what, John Fuller will help you with personal injuries. What I love about John Fuller, Fuller Law, is that he will give you free legal advice when you need it on personal injuries, on possibilities of collection, not just what it's worth, but can you collect? Do you need him? What can he do for you? And here's the other thing that's important. He's a small law firm on purpose. You know what that means? Well, you would if you hired a big one because you're just a number. I don't care how much advertising they do. They can't handle all the clients like John can. John personally gets involved in each and every case on purpose. He chooses to be the size he is. He'll give you his cell phone number. No other attorneys do that. Call John Fuller for not just free legal advice, but personalized attention. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500.
Everyone knows drinking and driving is against the law and extremely dangerous. If you've been drinking, you can easily make the bad decision to get behind the wheel, a decision that could be fatal. If you're going out to celebrate St. Patrick's Day and plan on drinking, keep yourself and others safe by finding a sober ride home. Whether it's a taxi, ride share, sober designated driver, or having a trusted friend on call, planning for a sober ride home is a smart and safe thing to do.
So he's been going through all sorts of crap.
Isn't that 4 times the limit?
Yeah.
It's been more to improve overall health.
Well, 3 times the limit.
Or personal actually
now, it took away his license, and the only way he can get it back is if he puts one of those auto locks in his car for 2 years.
Something new, like cleaning your nose. After all, your nose is the body's air filter, trapping dirt and germs. The first line of defense against allergens, bacteria, and viruses from getting into your lungs. But
Putin. Okay.
Poo-tang.
It's more like
no, we got
his name is Poo-tang. Is that what I heard you say?
No, you got to say Putin.
And then out the other nostril, flushing out
actually,
microbes, so you
that would be a good name for him. Poo-tang.
Snore less and
isn't Poo-tang one of the
Poo-tang. Poo-tang. What was the show with oh man, it was a black comedian, and I think his name was, it wasn't Poo-tang.
Pootie-tang.
Pootie-tang. What was that? Was that Friday?
That was, believe it or not, Chris freaking Rock.
He was Pootie-tang.
Yes.
That was him. That's right. Okay, first movie I've ever seen Chris Rock in was not funny.
No, it was New Jack City.
Fuck, was he good in that movie? I'll suck your dick. Have you seen New Jack City? Chris Rock is a crackhead, man, and he will suck your dick for some crack. And that war at the end, when they have that compound, that fucking movie was, that thing should have won awards if it didn't. I love that movie. Back when Wesley Snipes was on it, like Blue Bonnet, man.
What's the name of that Canadian dish where you have French fries and you put stuff on top of it? It's like poutine or something. It sounds almost like poutine.
But it's like gravy fries?
Yeah, yeah.
I've had them, but I call them Gravy fries.
I get them when I go to the chili place.
I love chili fries. I hate when I fucking unsubscribe and they keep sending me shit. I think when you unsubscribe sometimes, you're just verifying you're a human, so they start bothering you.
Yeah, that's what supposedly they say, but...
Well, I'm like you. I'll unsubscribe. It'll say, give us a day or two, and a year will go by, and I'm still getting them every fucking day.
I've got this app that I run on another machine, and it literally logs into my mail accounts, and I've given it all.
I'm Tom Martino. You're a troubleshooter.
Some stuff gets by.
303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, so Ken, tell me about this scam going on. And I haven't forgotten about Lucy. Hang on. Ken, what is this scam email you're talking about?
Well, I got an email this morning, and it said PayPal has charged your account or paid $800 on your account, and you have 24 hours to dispute this. And I went, whoa, what's going on? So I called the number, and they answered, and I said, hey, I would like to know what this $800 charge is for. PayPal paid. And they said, well, it's for Bitcoin. I said, I don't have any Bitcoin. I never ordered any Bitcoin. And they said, well, perhaps your grandson did. And I said, he's 6 years old.
Yeah, a little devious bastard. Okay, go ahead. So what happened then?
They had an answer. And I guess my big question is, the way it sounded is, does Bitcoin just charge your account? And
no, and Ken, tell Tom about the part where they said they'd refund you if they could get into your computer.
Yeah.
That's the
Ken,
best part.
It's all a scam. It's not a Bitcoin charge. There was no charge on your on your PayPal.
Well, and they said the only way to get this remedied is we need to deal with your computer. And I says, whoa, wait a minute. And
no, I'm glad you saw through it.
Well,
but beware out there, listeners.
Exactly, because, I mean, you know what? My wife and I are in our late 70s. I mean, we don't know the ins and outs of all the stuff that goes on electronically. And sometimes you just get stuff and, oh, yeah, pay it. But $800, I was like, what's going on? And they basically said the only way to resolve this is we need your computer on. We need to be dealing with your computer.
They wanted to do remote access, right?
I guess. I mean, and so, I mean, just be warned that they're out there. 800 is no small deal, you know?
You know, this guy said he's 70.
Late 70s, didn't he say?
Well, 70-something. I wouldn't have guessed in a million years he was that old. It blows me away. Some people call up. This guy sounds like he's, 40, 50 years old.
On top of it.
Other people call in that are in their 60s and sound like they're freaking 90.
Yeah. I don't know what that is. You're right. There's, hey, different strokes. I think there are people that age faster. I don't know. I don't know why. So, Ken, thanks for that warning, because I think a lot of people forget that
so you think I did the right thing in saying, no, I want it refunded, but I'm not turning on my computer with you.
Yeah, not only that, you really shouldn't have responded at all, but thank you for not giving him any information, and don't do it. Lucy, if you can hang on, we will talk about trying to get someone out to your place to inspect this, and that's what we need. That's how we help people. I wouldn't worry about the pipe so much. I'm Tom Martino. More coming up.
Have you ever felt depressed about work, only to have your dad be like, why are you so down? So you told him you...
And the standard should be, if you get a message about anything that's got to do with money,
big companies do not contact
I know they don't. So I'm saying, if you get a message about anything like that and you're worried, go to your source. PayPal, I got an email about PayPal. Simply log into your PayPal account.
Exactly.
You want to go back to Lucy? Am I supposed to? Okay.
I want to try to get someone to go to look at it. I'm not sure who I should send. I know Ted's pretty good at that, but he's really busy. I'm wondering if there's someone down in that area that goes down there we can have look. Just anyone like even Genesis or someone like I know. I'm just saying maybe someone down there already might have a job, maybe Ted or maybe one of Ted's people or one of Genesis' people. I don't know.
All right.
What you know good, Susan Major?
See, I'm trying to think of who that would be. I don't know why video wouldn't work.
#1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one.
So the cats are all vaxxed? Is her scratch pretty good on her foot?
Yeah, it's not horrible, but you know how those little tiny cuts like that, like paper cuts, they just sting.
Did she scratch her putting her in the cage or in the vet's office?
No, put her in your end. The vet handled her once we were there.
And how'd you guys get the cat back in after, how did you do it at the vet?
He just picked it up, and Lou was so ready to get back into that cage.
Oh, she wanted to go back in. That's the secret
Cats
right
with
there.
no hats got vexed.
They're done. Boo's the only one that got the leukemia shit.
Why didn't you do the other ones?
Because they can't get it unless they get it from somebody outside. And because Boo's vaxxed, if Boo goes out and gets it, you can't give it to them. It's not like the other vaccine that you can still give shit to.
The bullshit vaccine. Real vax. So they're all handled and they're good for what, 3 years? Did you do rabies and everything?
Yeah, whatever they said to do. The only one they said it they didn't need if they're indoor cats was that one.
Are they 3-year shots?
Yeah.
And how did Baby and Orangey do? Did they squawk all the way there?
Baby didn't shut up. Literally did not shut up. Both directions.
I would have thrown the cat out the fucking window.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would.
Not our fucking cat.
Oh,
Maybe
kid!
When he was young, he would drown kittens.
I'm not a cat person.
I
Do you have a dog?
refused to get cats for years. Now I love them.
You know why I don't have a dog?
Because you're gone too much?
Because when it's 7 degrees outside, I don't want to get up and walk the fucking dog.
I don't
At 6 o'clock in the
Yeah, but
morning.
we just open our door.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Oh, in a condo, of course. Yeah, you're fucked. You're in a condo.
And also, if I want to go up to the mountains or go away for a weekend, I don't want to be tied down to a
Who
dog.
was it then?
At this point in my life.
13. Who was Pootie Tang then if it wasn't?
I didn't like cats for years. I hated them. I refused to get them, and then
I thought
took a
Pootie
risk
Tang
and got
was
one.
in living color.
I don't like them on my face.
But they also, they don't listen to you. At least a
Oh
dog.
yeah, they're a mind of their own.
Right, at least a dog is your companion. Just say, come here, Spot.
Yeah.
And they'll pet you.
It was
They'll
written
pet
by Louis C.K. in
Yeah.
2001, a satire of the stereotype action hero who appeared in old blaxploitation films.
Blaxploitation.
Oh, blaxploitation. What is Pootie Tang's real name? Actor Lance Crawford.
Okay, Lance Crawford here. Yep, I see him there. And
I thought it was a character on In Living Color.
Look at that text I sent you, that cartoon.
In living color.
okay, you're right. It wasn't
God, I
Chris.
love that show, Living Color. Fuck, it was one of my favorite shows.
I would look forward to it every Sunday, and I rarely ever look forward to shows.
J-Lo was a fly girl, did you know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, one of the first seasons.
One of the originals. She actually,
Oh,
that's
Siri?
where she got into her.
And Jim Carrey started there.
Yep.
You know how much? You know what's funny about this?
They
Most
discovered.
Most people don't realize, you know how many barrels of oil we get from them? 500,000 a day. We fund what they're doing right now. That's how fucking crazy
And
it
he
is.
shuts down our 500,000 a day.
Right.
More than that.
No.
Because we still got to buy from OPEC. Literally, we import this very second over 500,000 barrels a fucking day from Russia. We literally financed what we're financing his side, and we're financing their side.
We haven't cut it off yet.
No, they're afraid because you know what'll happen. We're gonna have $10 fucking gas
by
because he
second-
won't turn shit back on here.
Well, my gas went up 30 cents overnight.
I know.
It went from 303 to 338.
Wait till it jumps by $1, and if we literally quit their imports, it wasn't long ago I was saying everybody wait till the Jimmy Carter shit where you had to fucking stand in line on a certain day to gas up your car.
I don't think that'll happen.
Why?
Because that was when OPEC stopped all of the stuff. There was
No,
a
that's
boycott.
not, that is that other dude.
By
No,
OPEC.
it looks like Chris Rock's in it, but that ain't Pootie Tang. Is that Chris Rock in it?
That's Chris Rock up at the
I
top.
think this
For sure, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
the supply will be there. The cost will just go up. But it's not like an OPEC boycott in the 70s. That was totally different.
No, I'm telling you, it's not going to surprise me if the lines get so outrageous for gas, it'll blow you fucking away.
I disagree. I think the price will go up, but there won't be lines.
Well, price, there's no doubt. It's going up every day. Well, no. But, Doc, I'm saying if we cut off that Russia barrels. I mean, what the fuck is, like, Germany and shit doing for oil right now? That's why these guys won't cut off Russia. How do we get to the point where, you know what, where's all our medication made, or most of it? You guys know?
China.
Fucking China. Where's all our energy come from? Fucking OPEC and Russia. How more, and we can do all this shit here at home.
Well, China's not going to do anything different as far as medications go. They're not doing any kind of boycott or economic sanctions against us. They're just not condemning Russia.
Now, it's just fucking crazy that we're funding both sides of the war. We're sending one cash and arms, and the other one we're buying their oil.
If we had the Keystone Pipeline, we wouldn't need a drop of Russian oil.
Not only that, heating oil, everything would be cheaper right now.
Right.
We complain.
But they fucking won't do it.
We complain about gas here.
You know why? OAC.
If you live in fucking New York, not only is your gas higher than fuck, your heating bills are out of this fucking world right now on heating oil.
Right.
AOC. Because
did you hear that defund the police bullshit?
Fund the police.
I know. I'm fucking sitting there going, am I living in a goddamn Dr. Seuss book?
We are living in Spinville.
God, it takes balls to come out and say, like I said, we need to fund the police. Fund the police. Fund the police.
And then he tried to explain how he would.
Then it got all fucking weird.
Okay, guys.
It's insane.
Which was basically saying defund them if you really listen.
Well, I already know.
Martino on 630 KHOW.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com will do a market valuation of your home to give you an idea of what it will actually sell for. Not what appraisals will say, not what Zillow will say, but what it will sell for. And that's more accurate now for you, the seller. Now, buyers might need an appraisal. You need a valuation. Free. No obligation to list, but if you do, you won't do better than Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. 303-920-1622. 303-920-1622. Hey, welcome, folks. What's going on? What's going on in your life? Well, Lucy, she wants to know about her condo warranty. She says she's having a problem with the sliding door, and she thought she had some plumbing problems. But one thing I want to say about warranties, and this goes for cars and for homes, it's not a guarantee, but it's a pretty damn good, almost a guarantee. If you actually have written documentation, you addressed a specific problem during the warranty, that is probably going to survive the expiration of the warranty. For example, if she complained about her door and they never really fixed it, she was always complaining, and the warranty expires, I don't think you'd have a problem extending the warranty on that item. Not on everything, but on what you brought up that they didn't fix. Unless, of course, they say it's a new item and it's a new issue. But most of the time, if you can memorialize in writing what you have complained about or are complaining about at the time the warranty expires, that warranty can survive. Suze.
Tom, I think she's having the gist of her call is she's having a hard time getting any good communication from her builder about, any of this.
Yeah.
Like, they're just not.
I
wonder about having Ken or Marty or Dollar call or something.
So, Lucy, is that other than, getting someone to look at that door to see if there's a real issue or not, is one of the issues that they don't communicate with you?
Are you asking me, Tom?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Lucy, is that it? Now, Lucy.
So
go ahead.
basically, they said they ordered a sash, and I said, well, what will the sash do? Is it going to correct the problem? Will it, correct it from hitting the wall? And they said they just copy and pasted a Google definition of a sash. So I still don't have my...
Lucy, sometimes they don't tell you because they don't know. I mean, here's why. A subcontractor says, hey, I don't know what else to do. Let's just replace the sash. And then they tell you that, and then you say, "Will this do this, this, and this?" And truly, they don't know. I mean, really, they're right now they're hunting for the solution. They don't know, and that's why I don't know if they're incompetent or if you are a nitpicker. I don't know. I mean, it could be a little bit of both, or it could be none of the above. That's why I always like to get my experts to just get an eyeball on it.
That would be great. I would appreciate it.
And you're in the Parker area, and we're working on that. We usually send out either K&H Home Solutions, or we send out Genesis Total Exteriors, or we send out people that are in not only in the know, but they're going to be in that area. So, are
they still building and selling?
They are.
You might just
go to a show home. That's a good idea.
Why don't you just hang out, like, on a weekend when they're getting busy and explain to everybody?
No. I'm saying, why don't you go over and see if the doors work better? I just want to know if it's inherent in the doors, or is it her door?
Well, either way, if it's bothering her that much and they said they're going to fix it, they should get it handled.
Well, they said they ordered that sash.
They said they ordered a sash. I haven't heard anything else, and I've asked them. I would just like to work it out with them, but I just haven't heard anything back since, well, Monday. But like I said, it's been an ongoing deal for a year. So it would be wonderful if somebody could just come out from your show and take a look for an opinion.
Let's work on that, Suze, if we can, on who we can get out there to drop by. What part of Parker? South, north, east, west?
Vicinity of Parker Road and C470.
Okay, all right. Not far from the hospital then, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do that. Let's see if we can get someone out there. Hold on. And Suze will get your information. 303-713-8255. Jason was served interrogatories. Do you know what interrogatories are? They're questions. An interrogatory statement is a question. So Jason was served interrogatories, a list of questions. Usually that happens after you've had a judgment against you. That gives the other party a right, the plaintiff, a right to investigate you. And you have to cooperate with these answers. For example, if they ask you, do you have a bank account? Where is it? What's the account number? You have to answer honestly, or you could actually get a summons for your arrest. So, Jason, what are your questions about this?
The questions I have is, like, I was talking about getting wage garnishments and all that kind of stuff. And I'm wondering why they never garnished my wages. I've been in a job for 3 years and all this other stuff, and I never actually had to go to court for this case.
Wait, but, you do have a judgment against you, though, I take it.
I guess so. This is the first time I've heard about what it is.
Tell me what it is. Tell me what it is. What is it?
It was for a payday loan back in 2016.
Okay, now hold on. Do you really owe it?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Okay.
So I took out a loan, and it said that I had court in 2016. I actually took the loan out in probably 2012, somewhere around there. But then they said I went, they had a court and a judgment and all this other stuff. And the problem is I was incarcerated during the time that all this happened.
Okay, so you owe the money. How much do you owe?
$300 is what it was, and now it's not $900, almost $1,000.
Okay. Next question. Next question. Okay. On the case, did they ever get a judgment against you?
Like I say, I just looked it up on our Denver County, the court case number, and it looks all legit. For them getting a case number. So
Jason, I'm not talking about a case number. For them to go to court and get a judgment, either you would have to have failed to show or you showed up and lost. But there would be an actual judgment against you. Because here's why I'm asking. If they have a judgment, yes, they've just decided to start collecting, and they can. If they don't have a judgment, they have 6 years to get one from the time it's due, or they lose their right to go to court on it. So, do they have a judgment?
Yeah, that's the confusing part, Tom, because I never went to court for this, and I never received a judgment, or I never was served any paperwork.
You don't have to. Okay, well, you would have to have been served, but if you were in jail, you wouldn't know you were served.
Right.
Okay.
So I don't know if they just...
There's two ways you can look. One, you can pull a free credit report, and it's going to be right there, if there actually is one.
Good.
And two, Colorado courts will show it as well.
So if you have a judgment, you have to deal with it. If not, they can't get one. So
it makes sense why they didn't garnish them though over $300. It's not worth the paperwork.
What year was it?
This is in 2016. I also
wait. 2016. Okay, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. They have time.
That's why they're doing it now.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter if they have a judgment or not. Look at those interrogatories are real. So you have to answer them.
And as Tom was alluding to, we've gotten people like this. If you don't fill them out in the time allocated, which I think is 30 days, then you're in contempt of court. Then a bench warrant's pulled out. Then you get picked up for speeding. You go directly to jail.
Yeah, so and it doesn't have to show up on my credit report. I'm taking it, right? Because it doesn't show up on my credit report.
Well, it doesn't have to. If it's a due debt,
okay,
they can listen. What we meant was if there was a judgment, it would show up. But because it's within 6 years, they don't have to have a judgment to collect from you. They can still get a judgment. They have until 2022 to get a judgment. It's late into I don't know, whenever it was due.
On your credit report, though, it's not going to be listed like where lates are on credit cards and stuff. There's actually a section that's going to be on your credit report called the public records section. You need to click on that. Like if you had a bankruptcy, anything like that, it would be under there. It's not going to be on your normal, past 30 and all that stuff.
Okay, cool. All right, I didn't look there, so all right, thanks, guys.
All right, I hope that you can deal with it and make an agreement, but the worst thing you can do is ignore that stuff.
You remember Jay Lopez? We got him thrown in the can because he didn't fill out interrogatories for a woman that got a judgment against him.
And then the bail was equal to what he owed.
Yeah, what sucked in his case, of course, somehow these thieves that steal hundreds of thousands of dollars, when they finally do have to cough up cash to get out of jail, they never have it. I have no idea where he spent it, probably drugs. But they finally let him out after about 90 days.
We have a home inspector on the line. We'll take right after this about Lucy's problem.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, if you get someone to articulate what needs to be done with that door, then I can call the builder and say, look, we had someone come out, this is what needs to be done, do it.
Builders are so hardcore, man. They are so hard to get to do anything. And here's the problem, like, if you do the punch list and you're like, oh, I don't want to close, they have someone else buy it for more than what they sold it to you for. They catch you over a barrel these days.
All right, let's talk about ideal
home loans for your next ideal home loan. Whether you're going out shopping and you want a pre-approval, which is basically put you at par with a cash buyer because the money's set aside, it's like being in your bank, or you want to just refi what you already have, Ideal is ideal for you. First, the interest rate guarantee protects you for 2 years after you close. If rates go down, they refinance you free of charge. Second, they do credit optimization. That means even though you're approved and you have adequate credit, they make your credit even better if they can by making small corrections, and it's free and it's quick and it's easy. That gets you even better pricing. Then, of course, they have the pick-your-own term loan. It doesn't have to be 15 or 30. It can be any term in between. That's why I always say it's Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. Direct mortgage lenders, no middlemen, 303-867-7000, Ideal Home Loans.
Every time you sell a house, you can't deal. You get a check from the from the mortgage company.
But you're not true. No, it's not true at all. When you go out, well, okay. If you have a pre-approval, the money is in your fucking account. Okay.
No, I'm not talking from the seller's side. Every time I've sold a house, I get a check.
But it's not a cash deal because if they don't get fucking loan approval, the deal sinks.
I know, no, but that's
I'm talking about the advantage of having a pre-approval is like you are like a cash buyer.
Right.
A seller would rather have a cash buyer than someone going out to get a loan.
Oh,
in the end, it's all cash, of course it is. But what the fuck matter does it make if they don't make it to the end?
Right.
Then it's not cash buyer.
I agree.
Okay, that's why I say you're like a cash buyer, meaning you are already approved. That homeowner doesn't have to worry that you may not get approved.
They're just waiting to write the check.
Right, right. I agree.
And it's a big advantage because whenever I was selling something, if I had to do loan approval, I didn't take my shit off the market.
No,
Fuck you.
No, from the buyer's standpoint, from the seller's standpoint, it's just, it's always, you always get a check at the end.
No, you don't.
No?
No. Sometimes the deal fucking tanks because they don't qualify. That's why it's not always cash at the end. Sometimes it's a fuck you at the end, I'm looking. And then you say, oh shit, I should have gone with this buyer instead.
Right.
So it's not. Now, ultimately, if they close, they're all cash to the buyer. Of course they are. I mean, to the seller. If they close, that's the whole point. Everyone thinks when they get a contract, they sold their home. You didn't sell your fucking home until you sit at that closing table and get the money.
So, Doc, on the one I not just bought, but in Fragtown, I told the guy I would close in 30 days. I gave him $150,000 or $200,000, and I said, if I don't fucking close, you can keep it.
That's what I do.
And that's what enticed him.
I do it every time. I do cash. I do hard deposit. And people think I'm stupid, but the reason I do that is the first time I go to look at it, if I like it, I go back the second time with my inspector. But I don't tell them that. They don't know I'm getting a home inspection. They don't know I have a contractor with a bid on everything that needs to do it. So I knew this one house was going to take $150,000 to make it perfect, and I knew exactly what was right and wrong with it. So when I went back to these doctors and said, I say doctors because they're fucking stupid when it comes to finances. I said, I'm going to give you this much cash I'll do it in 3 weeks or less, no contingencies. They're thinking this guy's an asshole. He didn't even have it inspected yet. What he didn't realize is I did. I had an engineer. I had a stucco inspection. I had everything.
And it's also a good way to drive the price down.
But
because you're guaranteeing it.
Right.
But you don't tell people. The second time, I didn't go to see it a second time. Somebody else went to see it a second time. But they did what I needed them to do. So that you don't let them know you went twice. So if you go once, somebody else goes second. My wife did it, and then we got all of that done, because we have different names. We got all of it done, then I make the offer. And they're like, what? This guy's nuts. He didn't see that sinking concrete. And I did. I knew that mud jacking could take care of that. It wasn't a structural problem. Or I knew that the stucco just needed a little repair. It wasn't effective. But sometimes I find out there's a shitload of problems and I don't make the offer.
Right.
But I like when I don't just do an inspection. I do an inspection and an estimate. Because if I can get a house like the one in Littleton, the best deal I ever made in my life, which right now it's like $6 million, $6.5 million. When I bought that house, I had to pay $300 to get up to stuff, but I only paid way under market.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, Brian has a comment on that sliding door in that house and the woman who has some concerns about her warranty expiring and stuff. Brian, go ahead. You're with Eagle Property Inspections. What's happening?
Hi, Tom. How you doing?
Good. What's going on?
Hey, how'd that lady take if she has a straight edge, at least 4 feet long, put it on the door, put it on the frame, and see if there's any warpage that way? A lot of the time they hang the doors, they're not plumb, so that will create the issue.
I think it is a matter of adjustment because very seldom, I mean, you may get some warped doors, but on a new build, what are the chances, Brian, really? On a vinyl door? I don't know.
No, they're there. I mean, it just happens, especially now with they're trying to manufacture so quickly. Things do get, missed in the, in the process, so there are issues with that kind of stuff. So anyway, inspections always help these people out too, so they should get on these new builds because there's so many issues these days with new builds. So,
but the weird part, Brian, is what do you possibly do though? Let's say you come up with different issues. I mean, people aren't going to back out these days. You can't even find a house. You're kind of screwed.
Yeah, I know. Hold on. And now we're running out of time. That's why I want to take Mike quickly. Go ahead, Mike.
Hi, Tom. Thanks for taking my call. I've remodeled for 35 years. The lady in Parker and all of the people rebuilding during the Marshall Fire need to buy a book called Residential and Light Commercial Construction Standards. Buy 2 copies. They're $40 on Amazon. Keep one for yourself and write the second one into the contract for your builder to use and tell them that it will be enforced.
Well, hold on a second, Mike. What makes you think a builder would go along with that?
If he doesn't, if he balks in any way, go find another builder.
And what is the book? What is it? Does it take into consideration local codes?
It does, because a lot of local codes are built off of either national or international building and fire codes.
Yes, a lot of them are, but in Boulder you have some way different ones.
Well, and it's updated consistently. But for example, when you're building a 8-foot stud wood frame wall, it tells you how much the tolerance is for out of plumb and out of square.
No, I don't think it's a bad idea to have a set of standards, but I just don't think builders are going to take a 40-page book and, well, how many pages is it?
Oh, probably well over 150.
I don't think they're going to take 150 pages and say, okay, yeah, we'll use this as our guide. I just don't think, I personally don't think it'll happen. I mean, maybe it will, but I think right now it's a seller's market.
I don't think you could get a builder to change a small thing in a contract right now. You realize most of these contracts, they can actually up the price at the end. How many calls have we had like that? They think they're going to close for $400,000. They're too bad, so sad. It's $500 now.
Yeah, but with the Marshall fires, it's a little different. Those are all custom for you on your lot.
Yeah.
But thank you, Mike. Give the name of that book again, sir. Give the name of that book again. Oh, he hung up. Okay. Deputy Doc, you have a follow-up. There was an impound one that was sold, right? Tell me, do you remember the story behind it?
Yes, I...
Oh, what was the story behind it?
I'm getting...
Okay, that's fine. I
got it.
Okay, go ahead.
So Bobby was complaining that his car was sold at the impound lot, and he was never notified.
Okay, that's right. And he said, I never even knew I could go get it or anything about it. He was so upset. Tell me about it.
Okay, so I spoke to the PIO for the Denver Sheriff's Department, who's in charge of this. They sent a red letter twice to his last known address, and they tried to deliver it on 3 consecutive days.
Why did he not know about that?
Well, because he apparently changed his address.
And he he didn't tell us that part.
Okay, so he's never, they sent, like I say, certified mail twice, but after not hearing from him the second time, they sold the car, but I have the name of the person he can talk to. He's entitled to the proceeds of the car if he can prove that he owned it at the time of the sale.
Wait a minute. Okay, I thought they sell it because of the impound fees.
Well, if they sell it for more than the impound
right, then he gets the rest.
And I have the name and address.
Oh, good.
And I will contact Bobby and give him, so if there's some residual value, at least he'll have that.
Okay. Now, I'm not giving out the phone number because this show is abridged. It will be and you'll be listening to CU Women's Basketball. Is that right, Mark? Did you want to say something, or is that it?
I just wonder how many lots sell it. There is a overage. I would think they sell it to their buddies, you know.
It has to be an open auction, but you're right. There's no real policing of that. I'm Tom Martino. We have an abridged show, but you're always invited to call 303-MARTINO. Leave a message. We'll get back to you. There's no waiting. You can be on the show and We love helping people. Don't forget referralist.com for help, information, and referrals. I'm Tom Martino, 303 Martino, 303-627-8466.